25, the Cats drafted Stephen King in compensation for O'Reilly leaving the club. Alongside him, David Mensch. Barry Stoneham. The form not quite there yet, but there have been indications. Away we go then. The second leg of our doubleheader. Michael knocks it down. Lynch didn't appear to have the ball. He'll get the free kick alongside the centre circle. Grey day in Perth. Tristan Lynch just chips it out wide, and Hocking immediately into the action. He's forward of the wing, Gary Hocking. Again, big men in evidence up ahead. Mensch is there. Barnes has cleared it out now. Stoneham offers a lead. The kick goes down towards the pocket eventually. Michael has it bounce off his shins and across the line, so a boundary throw in. The early going, opening seconds. And as Adrian said, a very disappointing crowd. Gale playing his 50th. Mark Gale has been a very good player for the Dockers. A lot of wrestling. Mooney trying to take that ball, didn't succeed, goes after it again, digs it out. A throw is called, advantage is paid. Hand pass from Fletcher, releases Norris towards midfield, finds Taylor.
Taylor swings around onto the right, kicks into the middle of the ground. Chance here for Prescott for the Dockers. Kicks directly towards half forward, but a good mark was taken back there by Sanderson. Gets the hand pass away to McGrath into the middle of the ground. Opportunity now for McGrath to receive back, and his kick in the direction there of Mensch, who has been a very good player over the last 12 or 18 months for the Cats. Tries to knock it forward. O'Reilly takes it over, deliberate, according to the umpire. What did you think of that, John?
Fairly tough call, but I think it was deliberate and probably reasonable.
Riccardi kicks into half forward, and marking on his chest is Stoneham. Great to see Barry Stoneham back playing good, productive football for the Cats, and that's a good kick too. Mansfield run a long way, probably playing across the half-back line, and he's marked the ball within 30 metres of goal.
On both occasions that Geelong have come forward, Mansfield sprinted down the ground. Obviously, in his mind, he wants to test out the Freo forwards, and if they're going to follow him down, he's got this one and having a shot at goal.
So Mansfield, the shot at goal, probably favouring Michael Mansfield. Natural left footer in the right forward pocket. Plenty to look at as he shoots for goal and hooks the kick. Scores are behind. First score of the game is that behind kick by Mansfield for Geelong. We mentioned that Glenn Kilpatrick, who was in the original 18, is not playing this afternoon, and his place has been taken by number 29, Daniel Lowther. Norris has the football, kicks along the wing, not bad either. Wirra transfers play to half forward, not a bad kick. Cats getting back in defence, gathered by Sinclair. Kick out wide, just advantages Fletcher. Back to Wirra. Wirra short pass good. May have just covered the required distance that Toya has marked within scoring range.
Yeah, they did well there, Fremantle. Just found a bit of space. Brad Wirra, who's lined up on Riccardi, found space on the wing. And then Sinclair actually had a little bit more time, ended up snapping it over his shoulder. He could have straightened up, but he still got the job done and found his teammate, and it's ended up with Toya.
One of the young fellas in the Dockers lineup that has suffered from a bad injury in the last year or so, and good to see him back playing senior AFL footy. And that kick, again, just drifts away to the right. Scores are behind.
Gave the impression it was coming back and didn't. Ben Graham straight down the middle on the breeze. Good mark taken by Clement. Sinclair wants it out wide. He's got it now. Sinclair about 65 metres out from goal. Gets by one man. The leg came out from Scholl. Now this will be interesting. How will the umpire call this? Scott McLaren goes across. Automatic 50. Well, I think we'll hear more of that, given the nature of the tribunal. Instinctive, certainly.
It's a real tough situation when you are totally caught off balance, and when the ground's a little bit slippery, you can't really push off your body. But it's a rule that the AFL have got because it's risky, and I don't know if he didn't really stick his leg out. His leg was already planted, but
Sinclair gets the goal.
And a little bloke who has got any sort of ability whatsoever might have a footy over there. John, that ball went right outside the ground into the construction site, so if you show a bit of smartness around here, you might get a footy or two this afternoon.
Now, we'll have to take the kick again. Ditto.
2 footies. Well, that's a good result for Fremantle. They obviously want to get off to a good start. The big downfall for them in over the whole season so far really has been that they show real competitive patches throughout the game, but always have patches where the opposition kick number of goals. So they would have been very keen to get the first one on the board, and they've done well there.
So the bounce about to restart play at the centre. Michael, Barnes, down to Hocking. Hocking's left foot kick is a bit of a mongrel punt kick. Lobs the ball at half forward. Mooney, gathered now by Raleigh, gets the hand pass out wide. It looks like a goal kicked by Arnott. The goal to Geelong. So it looked very much like a training drill from the middle of the ground. Barnes got the tap out. An ordinary kick by Gary Hocking, but some good productive work at half forward for the Cats. Finished with Arnott.
Yeah, good reply from Geelong, and that's where Fremantle, they just kick a goal, good start. They need to then tighten up a little bit and not let the opposition get those easy run-on goals and reply back. So a pretty even start.
Scores a level, 1-1 apiece. Michael, Barnes slaps it down. Lynch cruising the pack, gets the hand pass away. Hocking, nicely done. Got it from Raleigh. Hand passes down towards half forward. Gale leads in the race down there. Bizzle came up to meet him and put him down. It was a hard bump. Ball's out of bounds.
Dennis, I'll give you the benches. From Fremantle, McManus, Waterhouse, Delaney and Shipp. And for Geelong, King, the big fella starting there, Bamford, Lowther and Corrigan.
Boundary throw in. Bandy will go against Mooney, and what a pick up Mooney has been this season. Leads their goal kicking. In from the side though, Fletcher, himself a former Geelong player, dragged down. Quite a connection between the Cats and Fremantle. If we think about Terry Bright, O'Reilly, Fletcher, Wills, who's not playing today, and of course they were very active trying to recruit Michael Mansfield. Ball up, left half forward for the Cats. Looking for their 6th win of the season, and Hocking right in the business early is dragged down. Did he have the ball? Hand pass came from Mooney. Fletcher scrambles in. Hocking again. How did he get out of there? Back to Lynch. Across it comes to Pickering. Off his step. Floats it inside the 50. And Fletcher, very adept at taking a mark overhead. Does well. Releases O'Reilly.
O'Reilly looks down the ground and delivers with precision to Prescott. Plays on quickly. Ashley Prescott gets good distance with the kick, but getting back and marking safely on the defensive side of the centre was Barnes. Away to McGrath. McGrath's kick is good and finds Snell. Snell is deep. He's 2 kicks from goal. He'll put the ball in towards half forward. Good kick again. And the mark is taken here by Arnott. Taking him to the ground there was Parker. Umpire quickly on the scene. Arnott gets back to deliver. Kicks it to the left forward pocket area. Big punch away from Mooney. Ball spills to the back. Prescott under pressure there from Milburn. Harding gets the ball away, but missing the football was Mann. Comes out wide. O'Reilly, did that go far enough? No. Kick off the ground by Minch, was it? Minch's left foot kick off the ground's a goal. Well, a little bit of good fortune there for Geelong. That ball bouncing awkwardly, probably towards the left-hand goalpost, but just sneaking through at the finish.
Yeah, good result. Good thinking by David Mensch there. But Stephen O'Reilly took the grab. I think he was just praying. He knew he was in a bit of strife, praying the umpire was going to pay it. I think in that situation, you can't really rely on that and wait for the whistle. You have to just get the ball out of that dangerous situation. As it was a turnover right in the dangerous spot, and Geelong end up with a goal.
So the Cats lead it by 6 points. Michael, who's starting in the centre square, then changing spots with Bandy, went up. He was beaten by Barnes. Loose ball in there. Raleigh goes to ground. Gale behind him. And a whistle. Bounce alongside the centre circle. The umpires today, McLaren, he's already been in the action. Reporting Brad Scholl, James and Williams. Michael taps it down. Prescott, who's been a very good recruit over the ball, knocked out of it. Sinclair got it to Black, to Norris, who had 33 possessions last time these sides met. He boots it through the centre square. Toya picks it up, gives a hand pass across to Gale. Gale chips out wide. Not a good kick, but still they've got plenty of space in which to operate. This is kick. It goes in short, and Fletcher. He's bobbing up everywhere, Adrian Fletcher, at the moment. Made his debut for Geelong back in '89 under Malcolm Blight. Memorable season for the Cats. He's been around. This will test him. He'll kick from about 45. Not a big crowd, as Adrian mentioned before, but they're willing this one on, most of them anyway. He's missed to the near side. Although, having said that, Geelong have a good following here in Perth, I suppose dating back to the Polly Farmer days.
Yes, you would have to think that Dennis Marshall as well would have had a bit of an influence coming from WA. Big kick, wasn't that, by Ben Graham? That must have covered 65 metres. It might come bouncing back. No, good interception by McGrath. Across half back, goes wider still. Taken there by Simon Arnott. Short pass, look for Stoneham, knocked away. Gathered by Toya. Umpires found a free kick. Bit of a soft one there to Stoneham, maybe.
Yeah, it was a late call by the umpire, but he had a good look at it.
Push out there by O'Reilly. That was fairly blatant. And the free kick will go to Minch. The chance to get his second goal. Play has gone on, and it's a goal kick by Riccardi.
Well, the Fremantle crowd not happy with that result. A couple of free kicks to the Geelong players up the ground. The first one, as you said, on Stoneham, maybe a little bit soft. The umpire waited until he had a good look at it, think about it, and then played the free kick. O'Reilly did just give a bit too much of a nudge to Mensch going under the ball, but advantage played on, and Riccardi finished off. Doesn't miss too many of those.
So Geelong now off to a flyer after conceding the first goal. Fletcher knocks it towards half forward. Loose ball picked up by Pickering, still inside the centre square, swings it out wide. A couple of Cats to the ball. This is Milburn, taken off him by Sinclair. Well played, slips the hand pass away. Toya on the burst, kicks inside the 50. Up comes Modra. He's taken the mark just inside the 50, right at the edge of his range. Going into the breeze, so probably too far out. Goes short to the pocket, and Taylor has marked. Hard against the boundary line. Difficult kick, this one, given the breeze is going left to right. They'll push the ball away from goal. 19 plays 7. The Cats in front by 12 points. Just under 12 minutes to quarter time. Doubleheader Sunday here on 7. Taylor decides to go for it. Slides it right across the face. Modra, the leaper, fingertips to it. Couldn't hang on, and the ball is out of bounds in the pocket.
It was a very tough kick from there, Dennis. I think Fremantle really had to make more of an effort to find someone with a little bit better shot at goal.
Boundary throw in. Pitts Michael against McGrath. Fell in front. Loose ball picked up by Scholl to McGrath. They come away nicely. They'll run it away. This is Snell.
Snell's left foot kick into the middle brings Milburn into the play for the first real chance that he's had. He's being picked up by, I thought, Prescott. We'll watch that with a bit of closeness because he has been a terrific player. Darren Milburn for Geelong in the first 6 matches of season 1999. The ball at half forward for Geelong, a scramble for possession. Umpire will bounce. It's about 55, 60 metres from the Geelong goal. Barnes rucking exceptionally well at the centre bounces. This one's won by Bandy. Hocking's hand pass was a bit of an up and under. Gathered by Fletcher, goes to the safety of the boundary line and finds it right on the players' interchange area down here in front of the commentary box. Just behind the wing as far as the Dockers are concerned, certainly in Geelong's forward half. And up high again was Fletcher, couldn't gather. Raleigh gets it out. Kick forward there for Geelong by Arnott. Now gathered by Riccardi, running to 50. Good kick, terrific kick. His vision was excellent. He could have just had a pot shot at the goals from outside 50, but he's given Barry Stoneham the chance to kick for Geelong's 4th goal.
Yeah, worrying signs for Fremantle. Geelong players just finding plenty of space as they move the ball forward and seem to have plenty of time to use it. They're not under pressure disposing of the footy, and it's giving them time to look up and find those targets.
Well, if it becomes a shootout, you'd have to fancy Geelong. Stoneham's shot for goal is very good. Geelong have got their fourth. All singles for the Cats: Riccardi, Stoneham, Arnott and Mensch, and the goal kicker for Fremantle is Sinclair.
Yeah, really worrying for Fremantle that now that they kicked the first goal of the game, and as I said, they have these patches where they let the opposition just kick unanswered goals. So Geelong have kicked 4 goals since that opening one. They've nearly got to really tighten up and just try and peg back a goal before quarter time.
So far this season, Geelong averaging 60 points per first half. Fremantle only 39. And Geelong ahead of that pace at the moment. Lynch dragged down. He's been active around the centre square. Black's over the ball. Rowley goes over the top of him. And a whistle and a ball up. Just forward of the centre circle for the Fremantle Dockers. 4-1-25, 1-1-7. Just under 10 minutes till quarter time. Bandy. Well, he tried to make contact and missed. Barnes, was he held? Prescott tries to dig it out. Fletcher really working hard. It's Gary Ayres. What a terrific job he's done with the Cats. Grand final in his first season. Dogged by injuries last year, but they're back in business this year. Picked up by Barnes. Moves the ball about 20 metres. Hocking just drifting through a little too easily. Arnott probing kick inside the 50. Mensch was up, had it fisted away. Down in front, all Cats. Pickering, they parted for him. He should have done better. Pickering misses from about 40 metres out, just sneaking it through for a behind, but no pressure. McManus comes on.
Gee, good ball handling by Gary Hocking, wasn't it, Johnny?
Yeah.
Gathered that beautifully.
Yeah, just left the half-forward line, just attacked the footy straight on and just very clean hands. Good players have got the confidence to just hit the ball hard. They know they're going to take it.
So Parker for Fremantle. Very much indecision here by Parker. Now he's going to go long and kick it well outside his defensive 50-metre zone. Punched back by, might have been Mooney. Ball gathered here by O'Reilly from centre half back into the middle of the ground. Fletcher advantaged by the bounce. Can get past into the clear. Little left foot kick is all right. And the mark is taken by Taylor. Already Taylor a couple of possessions. Good kick too. Very good kick to half forward. Gathered here by Graham. Look away hand pass. Scholl hacks it off the ground. Snell leaves it behind. Chance again for Pickering. His kick off the ground was nearly gathered by Harding. Get it back to Toya. Toya goes across the half forward line. Now a marking contest, punched away by Sanderson. At the fall of the ball, Sinclair, can he gather and get onto his favoured left side? Shrugs the tackle. Then a little pass is good, wasn't it? Good play by Jess Sinclair, and finds Bandy. Bandy perhaps 60 metres from goal. Certainly 55. He'll have to kick a long ball to score from there. He'll lob it to the front of the square. Big mark from behind. No, not taken. Mansfield confronted by Michael. Underneath that, McManus. Now the umpire's found a free kick, which again looked a little ordinary, but on this occasion it's going to go to Geelong. It looked the easy way out.
Yeah, maybe the tackle did linger a little bit. You just got to let go of the players once they dispose of the footy. That tackle did linger.
Mansfield towards the underside halfback flank. Arnott, a haircut this week, takes it low down. Short one. Mansfield's run up. Again, a little too easy. Off to Arnott. Arnott inside his defensive 50. Sends play up towards the wing. Waiting behind Norris. Slapped away out of there by Mooney, though, to the advantage of Pickering. Pickering across the body. Floats it inside the 50. Bizzle was up. Got hands to it. Couldn't hang on. Knocked out by Mensch. Intended for Hocking. The bodies go in willingly. The base of all of that, I think, is Harding. And we'll have a bounce down.
Good play by David Mensch there. Just knew he was under pressure. The ball was pretty loose and he just banged it out inside the corridor. And if there's any Geelong players running past, it gives them an opportunity to keep the ball going towards goal.
Good strong work by Greg Harding in that situation. Knew Hocking was coming and kept going. He's over the ball, tries to hand pass it out. Fletcher falling to the ground. Norris at close quarters. Bandy couldn't control it. Riccardi gives it back. Taken now by Sanderson. High up and under, down towards full forward. Off hands. In fact, it was Arnott who kicked it in. This is Parker. Parker across the body, works it out towards half back.
O'Reilly just misses the ball. It was an important gather. Tackle on Rowley. So we've got O'Reilly and Rowley there in that little passage of play. Luke Toya couldn't quite gather the foot. He slips out of his hands. And over for a throw in. Norris off the ground, replaced by Delaney.
Good work there, Robbo. So, yeah, Norris coming off the ground. Real problems in the Dockers midfield, manning up on Pickering. No one knows who's on him, so he's trying to revamp it. He's got Delaney on the ground now, as well as McManus, trying to shut down this midfield of Geelong.
And Barrow, Jay Barnes doing a pretty good job too around the middle of the ground.
And they've still got Stephen King just waiting for his go as well.
Yeah, it's pretty strong, isn't it? If you've got a very fit and enthusiastic John Barnes and a terrific player in King to replace him. Arnott, by gee, he's had a bit of the football. Simon Arnott, he's kicked to the front of the goals. Shepherd provided by Kickett. Mooney couldn't get to Harding. Out wide Sinclair. He's got half an acre in front of himself and then decided to kick it across the ground. He gathered no meterage whatsoever for his team. O'Reilly has marked. They've still got possession of the ball. Now he finds Delaney. He's going to get run down. You wonder sometimes how players can possibly think that they're going to get such an easy kick. Hocking's kick. Gary Hocking all the way to the line and a hack out of the air by Jason Mooney hits the post.
Well, it was strange by Sinclair, wasn't it? I mean, it's a dangerous kick anyway, bringing it back into the corridor in that position at half back. But they had the run of the footy, the flow, and that just slowed everything down. All the Geelong players pushed back. And we see what happens. Then there's a turnover, and Geelong are only 2 kicks away from a goal.
Parker got it to Mann, who kicks to the outer side. Chance for Sinclair to make amends. He's on the wing. Sinclair looks back towards the middle again. Centering kick this time is better. Prescott operating in space, boots it down towards half forward. Bandy wipes the hands, goes up and takes the mark. It rained earlier today. It's not raining at the moment, but further showers are forecast. Bandy is about 60 metres from goal. Bacon square. Running back is Taylor. The ball goes in that direction. Everybody heads back down there. And the free kick is given away by Clement, getting into the back of Mansfield. Mansfield off his step rather casually. Goes out to Milburn. And the ball bounces across the boundary line. The Cats lead by 20.
Hey, Dennis, you wonder, John, why they've got a full forward. I mean, Modroff at probably 2 or 3 leads. Ignored, just bomb away to the square.
Kick it long, and then they're just giving away free kicks. The worst is to give away a free kick. At best, you can make a contest and keep the ball in there.
Boundary throw in. Michael up high. Got an effective tap towards goal. Delaney and Sanderson. Sanderson confronted by Gale. Now Taylor gets it out to McManus. Snapshot by McManus over his left shoulder. Just misses to the right. Another young man who had a knee injury too, I think, didn't he, Sean McManus? And
second game back from knee reconstruction.
Well, it's terrific to see. There was a third young player, Dennis. He was a promising type that had a knee. Ma, yes. How's his progress? Do we know?
Yeah, coming along reasonably well, but it's a long process, isn't it?
It certainly is. The ball on centre wing, kicked away by Stoneham. Eventually kicked forward for Geelong. And Bandy is there across the half-back line. That kick came in from Arnott. Fremantle player is down on his knees at centre half-back.
Prescott.
The ball has been transferred down to the wing where Fletcher has taken the mark. Prescott still in the hands of the trainers. A heavy clash there at centre half forward for Geelong. Kick towards half forward. It's between wing and right half forward. It's Toya.
Looking for Gale. Ball finishes up behind, taken by Shoal, the dasher, who started last week on the bench. Had his problems with Daniel Chick when he came on. The kick comes in from Mensch meantime inside the 50.
The trainers have called for the stretcher.
They've called for the stretcher, and the umpire is waving play on as Stoneham hand passes to Mooney. A man on metres in the clear towards the goal square. Milburn will run in and kick the easiest goal in AFL footy.
Now the rule is that if the trainers call for the stretcher, one of those 3 umpires should be aware that the player is down. As soon as the trainers call for the stretcher, play should be stopped.
That's right.
Unbelievably courageous by Prescott. Unfortunately, sometimes you have to try and weigh up. I mean, you show that bit of courage for your side, but pay a very heavy price. You need your teammates around to talk to you.
So controversy here at Subiaco Oval. They did call for the stretcher. Play went on, and the umpire, I'm sure, was aware that certainly a player was down. Whether, in fact, he knew they'd called for the stretcher as a result of that clash between Mensch coming up on the lead and Prescott showing great courage going back, I'm not sure. The umpire certainly is only about 20 metres from this as Geelong worked it inside their 50 to kick an easy goal.
It's not that I'm, if I'm going to speak critical of anything, it's not necessarily the umpire in the area.
No.
But there's 2 other umpires out there that are responsible. One of them should have been able to see what was going on, sure.
Well, I mean, we all saw the umpires signal for the stretcher to the bench.
The trainers.
Yeah, the trainers signalled to the bench for the stretcher, and the umpires just didn't pick it up. And you could see that they were looking to try and catch the umpires' eye and let them know they needed the game stopped to get the stretcher out. But it didn't happen.
They didn't wait either, because Prescott tried to get to his feet and then fell, and immediately he did that, they called for the stretcher.
Shipp is on the ground at the expense there of Ashley Prescott. Toya takes the mark, gets the hand pass away. Now a chance for Shipp already. Just a little slow there. Taken by Snell. Gets the handball to Scholl. Scholl is on centre wing. He does steady and he kicks with a lot of deliberation. That's not a mark. Barry, he's knocked it out with the left hand, but just a split second before that, the umpire had called for a bounce. The Dockers fans not happy. Perhaps the Dockers players, in seeing Prescott go down, may have thought that the play would have been stopped, and all of a sudden a goal, as Dennis has described, one of the easiest goals kicked in AFL footy by Darren Milburn about 2 minutes ago. Stoneham gets the knockdown. It's kicked away by Fletcher, but marked back towards the centre of the ground by Raleigh. Raleigh looking to play on, goes in short. Pickering for Geelong. Already Liam Pickering with 10 possessions, and there's 2.5 minutes left in the quarter. They look as though they've got more than the 18 allowed players on the ground, don't they? Geelong, Hocking, Riccardi, Pickering again, 11 possessions. Out wide to Warnett. He's knocked up getting the footy. Shrugged the tackle too easily. Kicks towards goal, hooks the kick, and scores a behind.
Just looks way too easy at the moment for Geelong. Just really no pressure, and the bits of pressure that are applied are really only about half the intensity that you'd expect at AFL football level. So Fremantle really got to try and increase that.
Under pressure, Harding does well to squeeze a kick out of there, back towards the half-back area, where Gale knocks the ball away from Raleigh for a boundary throw-in.
Robert, just some news on Ashley Prescott as the crowd boos the umpires again. Yes, a simple concussion, and also may have hurt his shoulder. Definitely won't come back on.
Boundary throw-in. Stoneham knocks it down in front. Milburn releases the hand pass in good time to Hocking. Hocking snaps down towards full forward, going back. Parker, did he touch it? No.
Gee, what a good kick that was. He just threw it on his boot.
He did, yeah. Now, I thought that looked like Parker actually palmed that over the line. I thought he didn't even remonstrate with the goal umpire because he was just so certain the goal umpire would have seen the touch. If we have a look at the replay, hard to judge there, but it just looked as though he had it covered all the way and was always going to touch it.
Well, just a little query there as to whether Parker may have touched that kick that came in from Gary Hocking.
Yeah, I mean, he certainly touched it. Unfortunately, he's not a real demonstrative sort of guy. I mean, it looks like he certainly just pushed the ball over the line there.
Touched.
Because he didn't actually hit the ball, there was no noise. He sort of
It did certainly look as though he got a hand to it, John, but the goal has been awarded. Toya's kick lands the ball across the half-forward line. Back goes Mansfield. They've just got to chase and harass with a little bit more intensity, the Fremantle Dockers, because if you allow Geelong to control a game like this, they'll thrash any opposition.
No doubt about that, Robbo.
Kick towards the centre wing area, Mensch. Now that's a little better, provided by Luke Toya, one of the smaller players on the ground for the Dockers. He gets it back again. Maybe they can take a leaf out of his book. The kick towards half forward. Mann is there. He goes in and tackles Ben Graham. Under pressure, Sanderson. Chance for Modra. Tony Modra's first real opportunity. Goes for goal and bounces. You wouldn't believe it, folks. Off to the right and through for a behind.
Now that sort of kick is not going to go that way too often, is it?
No, it's not. But that's the way the ball is bouncing for Fremantle at the moment.
Hocking wastes no time into Graham. So Graham, 30 metres upfield for the secondary kick. 45 seconds till quarter time. Powerhouse performance by the Cats. Not a lot of duress though. Waiting behind Lynch. Slaps it out wide. Well done. Mansfield did quickly too. Got it across to support. Back to Mansfield it comes. Arnott, who was involved earlier, gets it across to Milburn. Looping hand pass releases Pickering, one of the stars without question. And Snell gets in behind the defence. Where did he come from? That's the question the Dockers are asking.
Gee, there's some big individual stats. 13 to Pickering, 13 to Arnott, 10 to Gary Hockey.
The Dockers are having a real problem with their matchups at the moment. They really are lost. I saw Luke Toyer not long ago walking with his arms outstretched, questioning to the runner about who he's meant to be manning up on and picking up. So that's their problem. These players are all just running loose, and they're swapping players around trying to get matchups right, but they're all getting confused and leaving blokes like Snell to sneak in behind.
There's the siren. Snell just runs on to take this kick from right on the 50. Not a good one. It wanders down towards the pocket. So the end of proceedings, quarter time. The quarter dominated by certainly Geelong and some controversy. The crowd unhappy, so the good feelings of Mother's Day that would have lingered early this morning around breakfast gone for the moment at least. 6-4-1-3, and Damien Drum, a former Cat, being mauled by his old team. Of course, his assistant Terry Bright, another famous player down at Geelong. Quarter time, all Geelong. They lead by 31. No far the Cats brought their own footy. Tough interview to do coming off the ground. Full credit to Terry Bright. Not an easy situation. 6-4-1-3. And as I say, I think on balance it could have been far worse. And the Dockers need to settle down and just start doing the basics. Here's Raleigh. The centre square has been a problem, so the Dockers have been playing off a very long field. Generally it's Geelong who go forward. McGrath got it to Sanderson. Good kick. It bounces just inside the field of play. Sanderson started at Adelaide, went to Collingwood. What a fine player he's become. Cross half back. Running, high leaping defender. So a boundary throw in under these cloudy skies at Subi. King missed the ball. Norris back on the ground, feeds the hand pass to Toyer. Oops, awkward situation for the young man. Had to wait. Down goes Raleigh. Dug out of there by Hocking. Knocked off though by Kickett. Gets it across to Norris. Norris kicks well inside the 50. Modric can't get to the contest. Off hands though. Chance for Ship behind. Ship and Scholl. Still Ship tries to paddle the ball across to Modra. And the ball goes across the boundary line and out of bounds.
Just to get himself into the play there, John, Andrew Ship might have been better off trying to kick it off the ground perhaps.
Yeah, it's one of those real split-second decisions you've got to make, but if you're under pressure like that, sometimes you can get a good boot on it and give yourself a scoring chance.
Modra trying to work overtime to keep the ball alive on his full forward line. McManus, hand pass, Taylor left it behind. Waterhouse, handball, Toyer. Toyer goes in and misses. Gee, that would have been a good start for the second quarter if Luke Toyer had have been able to convert there. Missing to the right.
Yeah, it would have been a very handy start for the Dockers. Luke Toyer is working very hard for them. He is one player who does have that intensity every time he attacks a footy.
He's had 7 touches and effected a tackle, kicked a couple of behinds. This man just kicks the ball with absolute monotony, long distances. Fletcher kicks it back, and the mark is taken by Ship. So he's been in the play since coming on the ground to replace Ashley Prescott.
They've got to move the ball quickly. That's certainly what Fremantle have got to try and do. Geelong are just stacking their back line when they get the chance.
Bandy off the ground, and on is Black. The kick landed right on the goal line, knocked away by the Geelong defence, and eventually hurried through for a rush behind to the Dockers. So the scoreline 1-5 to 6-4 is a 29-point advantage for Geelong early in the second term.
Graham with precision to the 50. Great value coming out. McGrath has it. Cross half back, chips it out to King. King, the defensive side of the wing, wants to go. Got close to Sinclair, hoisted very high. Riley was up, missed it, waiting behind a chance for Kickett. That was a throw. It'll be a free kick to Lynch. He's forward of the wing, Tristan Lynch. Hocking cruises past. Scholl is pushed up. Nobody near him. Well, Arnott's on for the next link in the chain, but he bypasses that, kicks it long down towards full forward instead, and a great mark is taken by young Riley, going back with the flight of the ball. No easy situation that, because he knew the leading player was coming up, bringing a defender, and they were coming quickly. So initially had to steel himself for that and then take a very good mark.
Yeah, it was a very good mark, but again, Scholl just running down from the back pocket, just found so much space. No one manning him up.
So Riley deserving of a goal, kicks from 40 metres out, trying to bend it around, and he has. Nice goal.
Yeah, Fremantle, I don't know what it is, but they just seem to get lost. Players, the opposition, just know when to run off them, and I don't know whether they're not concentrating, Robbo, or they just get lost in watching the play, but by the time they react, it's too late. The players have made 20 or 30 metres and found that space. It's one thing I think they've got to learn. They have to play a lot tighter, be a lot more accountable.
We're obviously doubting the ability of Geelong to gather the ball. I mean, Geelong are really controlling this game now. Geelong with already 7 individual goal kickers. They lead 46-11. They go forward once again. Riley, who kicked that last goal to Arnott, then to Gary Hocking, in towards half forward. Opportunity for Riccardi, confronted by Toya. Back goes Brad Wirra, hacked out of there by Mooney. Hasn't really had an impact yet. Now the umpire, way back near the centre of the ground, awarded a free kick against Mooney, but the advantage is with the Dockers. This is McManus. His left foot kick is okay, and it's taken here by Black. Black's hand pass. Now Brad Wirra just kicks it high towards half forward. Good mark. Well done by young Ship. Played with Springvale in the VFL last year. Now kicks it into the forward pocket where Waterhouse has taken the mark. In the left forward pocket for the Dockers.
Well, that's it. They certainly look a lot better if they move it as quickly as they can, get it down there. And a good mark by Ship, just judged it extremely well. Saw Waterhouse make a break for him and got it on as quickly as he can. Which is good play. Waterhouse has got to really make sure he finishes off the play for them now.
Effervescent type, Clive Waterhouse. Must kick this goal for the Dockers. Confidence must be down to blazes since the start of the game. Going for Fremantle's second goal, hits the post. Disappointing result for Fremantle. They needed a goal badly. 1-6 to 7-4. Margin 34 points in favour of the Cats.
Graham to bring it in again. And we're told in a couple of weeks some recruitment officers from the New York Jets are coming out to have a look at him from America's NFL, and look at that. That's the reason why. Up towards midfield. Lynch was up, couldn't complete the mark. Michael knocks it away. Toya on the up, gave it across to Sinclair to kick it. Running down towards the 50. He's had enough with the forwards. He wants to kick a goal himself. Down towards Modra in the pocket. And Tony's taken the mark. Well done. Checked short of the ball. Went back and found it alongside the behind post. Tony Modra.
Just another tough shot at goal from here, but Dale Kickett on that occasion decided to have a bounce. Maybe he could have looked for Modra's lead before he had that bounce, Robbo. That really does put the forwards off their leading. But he kicked it long towards the goals, and Modra did well to get back quickly and use his body.
Gee, great camera shot there, Dennis, isn't it?
Seen him get a few of these too, Robbo, at Football Park, and he bends this around just like that.
Well, this is what's good to see now. Fremantle players really running from everywhere, showing some real spirit. They've got that goal. There's certainly something they've talked about during the week. We heard earlier from Damien Drum that he wants them to show that real spirit and emotion. And good to see that after an excellent goal by Tony Modra. They've run from all over the ground to congratulate him. They've just got to show that spirit during the whole quarter now and attack the footy with that same spirit.
Well, I'm sure this game can be far more interesting than it was in the first term if the Dockers show the passion that is desired of a modern AFL footballer. Geelong get clear. Hocking was tackled. His hand pass went free. Toya backed up by Kickett. This looks a little better. Norris nearly chopped off. Hand pass there by Sinclair, gathered by Fletcher. Across the ground, taken by Gale. That was McManus who was the first player in that exchange. Kick to half forward. Waterhouse, little push out. Clive Waterhouse, left foot snap. Missed everything. Absolutely missed everything.
So Waterhouse is an explosive player. He got his man under the ball, gathered it, and you'd think he might back himself to use his pace, try and straighten up, but he just threw it onto the left boot.
Ben Graham short to Sanderson. Sanderson in turn to centre half back where McGrath has made good position. He's got some space in front of himself. then kicks towards half forward. Not marked by Mooney, having trouble getting into the play. Mooney goes down with a very crude tackle on Kickett. So Kickett is the recipient of the free kick near the centre of the ground.
He doesn't mind collecting the Mooney. The ball comes out from Kickett to Toya. Toya forward of the wing, pulls it back towards the middle, needs a contest from Shippy, gave that. On the ground, Snell brushes aside Norris, boots it towards the outer side, 2-on-1. Pickering's got it. Riley in support. Riley peels off, wants the hand pass. It was delayed a little too long. Riley goes back to Pickering. Pickering with two players up ahead. King goes back, called out of it by Lynch, and they blow the opportunity. Storming through was Clement. Does well, gets it to Taylor. Taylor forward of the wing. Clive again. Clive's got it inside the 50. And at the risk of sounding like the president of the Clive Waterhouse fan club, I'd have him on the ground from the start.
This is his third kick in about 4 minutes of the second quarter.
Not only that, he actually demands watching. Blokes can't run up the ground and take a stroll.
He's very quick, and he's finding a better space as they move the ball quickly, which is a better sign for Fremantle. Give the incentive to get it on quick.
Come on, Clive, make me look good. There goes the kick. Through it goes from long range. Clive Waterhouse.
Oh, I know now why you were chairman of selectors of that State of Origin squad, Dennis.
Without a win, Robert.
Hey, well done.
They've certainly lifted their
They have, haven't they, John?
enthusiasm
Yeah,
out
my
there,
word.
which is good, because they were down and out at quarter time. They've shown a bit of fight while coming back.
Well, it's not an impossible margin. I mean, all you have to do is present yourself, put a bit of doubt in the opposition. They had no doubt, Geelong. They were just controlling every facet of the game in the first quarter. Now, looks like an umpire. Maybe is it one of the boundary umpires that might be coming off the ground?
Yep. He called out the spare footy, but I don't know if that's why he's actually going to come off, I think.
Yes, we have a broken down boundary umpire. He's looks like he's done his hammy or his calf. Needs a bit of treatment.
Hasn't had a blowout in that left sand shoe, has he, Barron?
Yeah, he's covered a bit of territory today, Robbo, and just being interchanged at the moment. The applause of the crowd.
Now, actually, this break has come at a bad time for the Dockers too, just quietly.
Well, they had something going, didn't they?
Yeah, they look good. Luke Toya's been very good in the centre for him and around the ball. It just gives them that real bite.
What you've got to do now, if you're the Dockers, is kick the next two goals. Suddenly it's 7-5, minus some change there, and you're down by 10 points.
We've said that through most games this year, that the Dockers have been part of it.
Yeah. Famous last words.
Well, Michael nearly took it out of there, but it's McManus. He's lost his boot. Kicks the ball towards full forward. Modra, no! Your man, Dennis Waterhouse, has got it.
Well, Modra was being held anyway and should have got a free kick.
25 metres from goal. Similar angle to which he was confronted with to kick the last goal.
Yeah, definitely pushed out of that contest, Modra. I wonder if they would have preferred Modra to have this shot at goal. I don't know. Waterhouse, he won't let him down this time. He's doing well.
Michael very good back at the centre bounce to get first hand to it. Oh, he's let himself down.
Get him off.
Badly. I mean, just when, that was what you were talking about, Dennis, just when they wanted to capitalise on a little slight domination of the game in the last 3 or 4 minutes.
Makes a huge difference, Rob.
My word.
It certainly does.
Well, they failed in their attempt to kick their fourth goal. 7-4 plays 3-7.
There's certainly an advantage having such a long kick kicking out from full back, because they don't gather inside the 50. They just spread right out the ground, the Geelong players.
Well, it might come bounding back. Delaney's been tackled a little bit too high. And Delaney will take the free kick. He's too far out to score. 65 metres from goal. Goes short to honour the lead of Modra. Ship couldn't get past Modra. He's been crashed to the ground. In a bit of trouble behind play. Brad Scholl kicks the ball out towards the wing. No mark taken out there by Gary Hocking. Crumbs gathered by Snell. You'll get a game next week, giving it up to the captain. Gary Hocking, left foot kick into the middle of the ground. 3-on-1. Dockers will go forward. Good gather. Opportunity again for Toya. Handball over the top. Not quite to kick it. Gathered there by Arnott. He was well tackled, but he got the hand pass away to Fletcher. The intensity certainly is lifted. Sinclair, left foot kick into the pocket. It's going to be all right. Taylor on the end of it. Taylor goes for goal. Across the face and scores a behind.
Well, now
That
we
would
see,
have lifted the stadium.
it certainly would have. Geelong actually starting to make some of those unforced errors. That time, Hocking bringing the ball back into the centre of the ground. It just shows how dangerous it is. The opposition get the footy and that they just find space straight down the middle of the ground.
So the margin is 20 points, and suddenly life breathed into this game. But the umpire's going to bounce it. Yes, Graham taking too long. And there's one man that shouldn't.
Dennis, it'd be a while since Geelong have actually gone into a scoring position.
Yes.
Fremantle have had the ball in their best two-thirds of the field for probably about the last 6 minutes, John.
It's been very impressive the second quarter so far by Fremantle. Just
Sorry, John.
really lifted their intensity.
There's the bounce, about 10 metres out. It's bouncing around in there like a pinball machine. Picking it up is Shep. He can snap it over his shoulder. He's kicked the goal.
Well done.
Most unlikely.
Well, you like to see a young fella like that who's come out of the VFL, not really a sought-after recruit, but played well enough last year for Springvale to attract the attention of recruiting scouts, and he's covered himself nicely here with a goal.
Yeah, he's looked dangerous too. He's really making the most of when he gets around the football and finished off with a good snap for goal. And again, 7 or 8 Fremantle players rushed up to congratulate him. They look like they're really pumped up.
Just creates the panic in the opposition. 7-4 plays 4-8. So they're chasing their 5th goal. The Fremantle Dockers, on the other hand, Geelong haven't been forward for a little while in this term. And that's been flicked out of there illegally. It's an advantage with Geelong. Milburn, he's been confronted by Delaney, but he got his kick away. The ball at half forward. Back goes Parker. Got the handball out to O'Reilly. He looks quite composed back there. Harding goes back in the direction of O'Reilly. O'Reilly wider still, and the mark will be taken here by Clement. Clement goes down towards the wing. It's gathered here by Toya. Toya's been very good. Hand pass into the middle. Kick it back to Toya. Good play by the Dockers. They've got their fans behind them now. Luke Toya off the side of the boot. Might be to the advantage of Modra. Not able to take the mark. Has that ball gone out of bounds? I think it has. The goal umpire helping out there, the boundary umpire, who was a little bit behind the play and indicating that it had gone over.
It was a good effort by Modra there, but I think the ball certainly was over. Tried to keep it alive, actually threw it back into play, but good play by Greg Harding up the other end of the ground. He had the ball open, and when he looked up, there was only 2 Geelong players covering that outer wing, so he had to bring the ball back, found O'Reilly, and the Dockers obviously then had spare players on the members' side of the ground here and ran it down.
Great spoil just moments ago too from Ben Graham. Looked out at the contest. There's Lynch dragged off it, and the crowd will want deliberate, but no chance in the world.
And your man in the action again. That was
Clive.
Clive Waterhouse applying the tackle, Dennis.
That's enough, Robbo.
Just what happened there.
Expect me to feed him next week if you keep going like this.
I saw Heath Black come off the ground, but also down here in front of us, Ashley Prescott. Looks as though he may have recovered.
Caught up in this euphoria. Down goes Clive, slammed into the deck, and we'll have a ball up.
Yes,
10 minutes to go to half-time. Barra.
Yes, Dennis, a big effort by Ashley Prescott. Back on the bench and looks okay. Also on the bench, Man, Bandy and Black. Barnsley's resting for Geelong, Bamford, Lowther and Corrigan.
Fletcher, snapshot Fletcher, high in the air, in from the side. Mansfield knocks it down. Taylor didn't grab it. It's out of bounds. Boundary throw in alongside the behind post.
And Dennis, sorry, the umpire, boundary umpire Dan Gooch has recovered, had a calf strain, and we won't see him for the rest of the day, I don't think.
You said that about Prescott. Throw in, up goes Michael, falls at their feet. Hurried kick out of there by King. Sinclair, well done by Lynch. Sinclair a second opportunity. Lynch has got it, wishes he hadn't. In all sorts of trouble. McGrath crashes in. Then goes Gale, and they tie it up about 40 metres out.
It's amazing what happens in a game of football when the numbers come against you, isn't it, John? I mean, when they were dictating play, the Cats, they just looked unbeatable. But now all of a sudden the jumpers are just being there and putting doubt in the minds of the Geelong players.
Delaney appeared to throw it. Lynch working hard. Modra had it, then lost it. Lynch again, a lot of hard work for little return. Still he goes, Tristan Lynch. Close to the boundary line, Delaney. Lynch again. Oh, that was terrific. Really hard work. And I doubt a stat amongst the lot.
Very interesting in there. Tony Modra was standing over the Geelong player. Didn't want to tackle him, but let him know he was there, hoping the Geelong player would try and hit the ball out of bounds and pick up the deliberate free kick.
Boundary throw in. Michael to the back. Wirra to run onto it. Still there for the Dockers. They've got to work hard. Keep it in there. Waterhouse. Explosive. Has been a free kick to Geelong, and it's going to be a 50-metre penalty now. I think they kicked the goal, but the free kick was paid just before that, and the 50-metre penalty applied will bring the ball right down towards the middle of the ground.
This is a tough penalty against Fremantle because Geelong haven't been able to get the ball out of their back line, and on this occasion with the 50-metre penalty, it's really helped them force the ball forward.
Lowther onto the ground at the expense of Milburn. Now, Milburn has been a very good player. Off the ground in the second term.
Harding to Fletcher. 2 men on up the ground. One of them's got it. That's Taylor. Defensive side of the wing. Clive wants it to open space. That's ignored. He comes back to the middle. Don't know he should have. It was very ambitious. Stoneham applied a tackle on Wirra, but not before he released the ball. Kickett comes in short. Taken by Ship. Another sure work by Ship as he gets it across to support. And Clement Modra just steps around his man Riccardi and takes the mark.
Clement's run in support of Ship was enormous.
And that's a team footy that they do need now, and they're starting to show it. All the players running over to Clement to congratulate him, and Modra found himself with plenty of space. Clement's kick wasn't a very good one off the boot, but because Modra was back there early enough, he had a chance to keep his eye on the footy. Riccardi had to watch Modra. He just stepped around him and took an easy chest mark.
Modra's been terrific today. Started the day on 17 goals for the season, coming up for his second. Interesting.
Blood rule. Ship coming off, I think.
Yes. Ship coming off the ground. So a delay for Modra, just reassessing where the mark is as we watch Ship.
This is interesting. I think Tony thought the Geelong player was trying to pitch half a metre there.
Robbo, huge applause for Ashley Prescott. He's gone back out there. What a heroic effort. And Barnes and Bandy are back on the ground. Clem Michael's come off, and the big fella at fullback.
So Prescott defying Barra, back on the ground, and Modra going at his second here, and this will tie it right up. Oh, these Dockers, terrific effort.
This is a great effort by Fremantle to fight the way back. We really couldn't see if they were going to find any sort of spark whatsoever at quarter time. I don't know what Damien Drum gave the players, but more than likely it was a spray. And they've come out and really shown the desperation that we knew was lacking in that first quarter. And just the way that they've now put the pressure back on Geelong. The Geelong players aren't as keen to just break forward and run forward freely. Well done by the Fremantle players.
Well, just what the Docker ordered. 5-8 to 7-4, Geelong lead. It is an 8-point advantage for the Cats. Lowther, little left foot kick. It's going to get chopped off. Not quite the ball handling there that Harding was looking for, but he was able to scramble a kick forward. Prescott applies the tackle on Lynch. A little overzealous there, Ashley Prescott. And looking for the advantage was Lowther, but it's going to come back to Tristan Lynch behind centre wing. Well, there were players running everywhere in the first quarter for Geelong. And now all of a sudden a bit of urgency by the Dockers, manning up, making sure that they've got someone in a Geelong jumper, targeted. Comes back to Pickering. Pickering kicks forward. Oh, there's a free kick. It's got to go to Mensch against O'Reilly. It looked as though Mensch was going to take the mark quite easily, and O'Reilly rather indiscreet in the finish. So Mensch from 50 metres. Now this is a blind, John, isn't it? Holding the ball over your head like this.
I think it is, yeah. They probably all know what it means, and it's the opposite of what everyone thinks. But yeah, there's not a lot to kick to here.
I think nearly all of our million viewers know it too by now. Kick towards the front of the square. Norrish out wide. Clement, who got the ball forward to Modra just a moment or so ago. Gathering the ball is Bizzle. Bizzle in the left forward pocket. Good vision. Hocking not able to take it. Kickett gets it back. Now the ball kicked away, and the mark is taken by Sinclair. Bandy was the player who kicked it to Sinclair. He's got a player very much on his own on the far wing. That's Harding. He's taken the mark. Gee, they're running now, aren't they? Oh, this looks very good. Chain of hand passes. Finishes there with Brad Wirra. The kick goes over the head of Graham and Modra. Modra looks back inquisitively at the poor kick that came in the finish from Brad Wirra. A real chance for the Dockers there.
Yeah, certainly that ran the ball extremely well then, but the last kick in all these changes of play has always been a bit of a scrambly kick. Modra's been good enough to take a couple of marks by reading the ball well, but they haven't really they're not giving him his best chance.
Boundary throw in. Modra almost going to go for that one. Graham it was who knocked it down. Sinclair somehow gets through and kicks it behind. What a comeback. The margin was 31 points at quarter time. On balance of play it should have been more, and the Dockers have really found something after conceding an early goal in this second term.
See here Tim McGrath now calling all the Geelong players into huddle. We see him running in before Graham even considers, so he'll have to hurry anyway or he'll lose the kick again.
7 points the margin. Graham looking for McGrath, who has to stretch and takes the mark at left half back. McGrath goes in short. Barnes surrounded by Dockers. He needed to mark that one. He did. Just forward of half back. Scholl this time inside the centre square. That's better. This is Arnott. Probing kick down towards centre half forward. Mansfield in best position. Well played there by Norris. He's played the mark. Don't believe that. Well, that was touch and go, wasn't it?
Yeah, really real touch and go. I think he did actually take control of the footy and then Norris knocked it out of his hands. Pretty hard call, but the umpire does feel that he actually grabbed the ball.
Yep, that's
and then it was punched out. So yeah, that's fair enough.
Yep, he controlled it. Hocking blocking off the ball there too. Bit happening. So Mansfield, who was courted strongly by the Fremantle Dockers leading up to their first season, kicks from 40. They need a steadying goal, and that's a beauty. Nice kick.
Yeah, very good kick by Mansfield into that breeze, which is doing a little bit out there, so kicking right into it. So he certainly gave it a good belt and got it through, and that's the goal that Geelong needed. They were really under siege by the Dockers with their hard run, and they worked the ball forward on that occasion. Mansfield finding space up forward and finished off with a very good kick. But pretty important next 5 minutes to end the half time for the Dockers.
Well, just a second or so ago, Prescott taking his place back on the bench, and going back onto the field was Andrew Shipp. He's kicked a goal for the Dockers in this second term. Fletcher, that's good work, good hot stuff there by the Dockers in the middle of the ground to dispossess Arnott, and the ball finishes with Modra. His first probably real chance to lead and get the ball put on his chest efficiently.
Yeah, very good play by McManus. He had Toyer running with him, could have handballed it to him, which the Dockers tend to do, overuse the ball, but McManus was already running straight towards goal, and Modra timed his lead for McManus to kick it to him rather than wait for the handball from Toyer.
Mensch off the ground and Bamford on, and Modra too far out, just trying to get the ball the required distance. Didn't have the accuracy. Off to the right, scores are behind.
What I mean with that, McManus was streaming towards goal. Modra saw that he was open and led for that kick. If McManus had a handball to Toyer, Modra's lead is all out of whack, and McManus made the right decision.
Scholl accepted the kick in and then gets the ball down towards the wing where Graham is marked. Well, you'd think Ben Graham, he's just behind the wing. If he kicks this with his normal distance, he'd lob this ball at centre half forward. Gee, it's a beautiful kick, isn't it? It's an effortless style. And the ball is gathered here by Lynch. He crumbed that beautifully, Tristan Lynch. He's going to be forced to kick with the left. Dale kick it under a bit of pressure. Tries to knock it clear there for Sinclair. The ball flipped out the back. Harding doing a pretty good job across the half-back line. Fletcher to Norwich. Norwich looking to go inboard. Oh, Clement is doing it again from the full-back line. James Clement, one bounce. Looks to go long. No one home. No one home back there. And Sanderson will mop up. Maybe advantaged by the bounce. Goes out towards Mansfield, who has taken the mark. It looks to play on and does. Kicks the ball towards right half forward. Geelong have got a chance here if they can just get clear. Snell tries to shrug the tackle. Well done by Dale Kickett. He was outnumbered and he's kept the ball there. Well done by Kickett, much to the delight of the Dockers fans.
Yeah, well, he's pretty much saved the goal there for Fremantle because Geelong were away. They had numbers down the ground too. Kickett just had to find something, and a remarkable effort to tie the ball up for his side.
And he got a little chop out at the end there by Taylor, his look-alike. Fletcher to Bandy. Bandy down the ground into the pocket. Ship, well done. Gathers, tries to get the hand pass away. Little flip out, look for Delaney. McGrath there for the Cats. Still Ship to keep it alive. He's knocked a little hook too high. A front on tackle, plays on. Waterhouse. Well, those two players who I feel may have been on the bench, certainly Ship was on the ground at Prescott's expense when Ashley Prescott was put to the ground late in the first quarter, but Waterhouse, he's been a very lively customer in this second term.
Yeah, he certainly has. I think this is his fourth shot at goal. He really needs to finish this off just before half-time, but good ball control by Andrew Ship. Didn't knock the ball away, just kept it within his reach until he felt he could take possession and earned the free kick. That's what Fremantle got to stay over the footy, be hard with their bodies and earn some kicks.
Well, if he kicks accurately, it's just a goal of difference. And sadly for Dockers fans, he's missed. So Clive Waterhouse, 1 goal 3 against his name. Could quite easily have been 4 goals. And if it had been, the Dockers would be in front. Graham, good kick again. Spots McGrath outside the defensive 50.
He plays on. 11 points the margin. Up to the wing. Mansfield has been handy in the last few minutes. Told to go. Kick it in pursuit. Mansfield breaks away. Down towards half forward. Mooney battling there with Parker. Parker directs it down. Wirra back towards Parker. Mooney's got him. They wrestle to the ground. And a ball up about 45 metres out from the Cats' goal.
Mooney just 3 touches, Dennis.
Yeah, Parker's been doing a very good job on him, playing him very tight.
Umpire McLaren bounces it down then. Bandy, Mooney won it into the path of Bamford, who runs into an open goal and scores.
Might be another kick here.
Be careful there.
It could be.
He's given the all clear, I think. He has. And Bamford, who's so quick. And that was very well done by Mooney. But watch it again. They open up the entire left side here. All Mooney had to do was win that ball, and they were always going to be in trouble, the Dockers.
They had 2 players ahead of the play and another player coming in to give the shepherd. That's where Fremantle, they just have to have someone back there as a safety. You call it the sweeper, get back there and cover your side.
Milburn back on the ground for Geelong with less than a minute left in the first half. Geelong led this game by 31 points at quarter time. Grabbed when he didn't have the ball was McManus. The margin at the moment is 17 points. The Dockers could do with a goal in the dying seconds here of the second quarter, and McManus will give them that chance. Modra from behind, he's got it! One would suggest that he must have had some sort of touch to the first grab at it, and he certainly took it down with the second attempt.
Yeah, good effort there. And again, we saw Sean McManus with that kick back in the centre. He thought about just handballing it off to Toya, who would have had to then running with on his right foot, kicked it out wide. McManus forced to play on quickly and just banged it long, and that always gives Tony Modra, if you've got a player of his class down there, get it in there quick, give him his best opportunity to take a grab like that.
Well, he's giving them some value, isn't he, Tony Modra? Something to shoot at, and if he can kick this, he's got 3 before half-time. From only 30 metres, directly in front, he kicks the goal.
Yeah, very important goal for Fremantle just on half-time. They'll certainly go into half-time feeling like they've really showed that spirit that they've been looking for this year so far, and give them a lot of confidence to come out. They've got to make sure they don't lose that in the half-time break. They have to come out again, use half-time to have a bit of a breather, rest the legs, but know that they've got to come out and play just as hard, just as spirited to try and stay with Geelong in the second half.
Just 4 seconds then to half-time. Down either side could score from here. One quick kick and a mark perhaps. No. Hawking out of the centre, and generous applause from the Docker fans, who were stunned in the opening term. Geelong dominated the game. But suddenly these fans and this team have something to hang their hat on, albeit they still trail at the major break by 11 points. But their forward line started to look potent. Tony Modra has booted 3 goals. Damien Drum, I think, content in the knowledge that they did wipe the ship, so to speak, thanks in a small part to young Andrew Shipp. He was a lively player, as Robbo mentioned, coming off the bench as well. So the signs are better for the Dockers, but having said all of that, the Cats have shown the most class in this game. The first quarter was very good. They put in 6 goals. Probably it should have been more. Half time then, and it's Geelong 9-4-58, leading the Fremantle Dockers 6-11-47.
Gary has kept his blokes out there for a bit just before they went back into the rooms. Other news, Jason Snell has been reported for tripping and James Riley has a leg problem. Back to you, Dan.
Okay, so set to go. Second term. One down by Barnes. Milburn appear to be held. Riccardi falling to the ground. Hand passes straight to McManus, who heads straight for the line. And it rolls on. No, it stayed in the field of play. McManus chased it. Chased down his own kick and was dragged down. Lowther slides in on Black. Bandy working over the top. A whistle and a ball up. So a bounce very close to the boundary line to all intents and purposes. That one was going out. It didn't. Great to see Sean McManus back. Up goes Barnes, beaten for it by Bandy, taken by Black, running out of space and across the line. So a throw in now, as it could well have been just 30 seconds ago. Heath Black, young Victorian, talking with him a couple of weeks back. Very happy here in Perth. Off hands. Bandy got a hand to it. Here's Black again, twisting, turning, gets out of trouble. Fires the kick high along the boundary line. Waterhouse, did he mark it? Gee, that was close to out of bounds on the full. Boundary umpire had a perfect angle on it. Clive's got the footy. Sends it up towards the 50. Modra, brilliantly done, dropped the mark. Well, he did the hard stuff. Graham finishes up with the footy, dragged down, and a free kick now to Graham. Well, Modra couldn't believe his good luck.
It certainly was a golden opportunity gone begging there for Tony Modra. Gary Hocking to Snell. Snell's kick will be marked at half back by Parker, doing a very disciplined job on Jason Mooney. Kicks wider still across the half back line to Clement. Clement running down the ground. Barry Stoneham trying to run him down. The kick by Clement goes over for a boundary throw in just forward of centre wing. So fairly tame opening to the second half here at Subiaco. Peter Mann warming the bench, one of the players there for the Dockers. Tristan Lynch gets the hand pass away to Arnott. Arnott now from just behind the wing, kicks the ball high in towards centre half forward. Good mark. Standing his ground was Barry Stoneham. Looked for the hand pass and then kicked across the line. It'll be gathered here by Lynch. He can run right up to the 50-metre line. Now he's going to give himself a really good chance to goal. He's inside 50 and then kicks short, and he's been dumped after he kicked the ball, so the ball will come back surely. It's a behind, so he will get another kick from about 45 metres.
I think he's playing the kick down the ground because it was a late tackle as well, so they've said the ball was still in play because it didn't actually travel through the goals and bounced in play. They've paid a free kick down the ground where it landed.
Well, if it just missed that right-hand goalpost, shouldn't the angle now be right round against the boundary line?
I think they take a guess, Robbo, and line them up somewhere. But fairly, Mensch should make them pay dearly here.
Mensch's kick is a goal. Second goal to David Mensch.
Well, that's disappointing because we've talked about it, that Fremantle had to show that intensity, keep it up. Now here was a good chase by Tory and a good shepherd. But Lynch, after he took the hit, Clement came in very late and knocked him over, paid the price with a kick down the ground, and it's an important goal. Just gives Geelong that nice start they were looking for.
Cats lead it by 17 points, early going third term, 10-4-6-11. Bandy taps it down, laid it down into the path of Fletcher. Fletcher towards half forward. Waterhouse! What a terrific grab. Clive Waterhouse, about 60 metres out. Spectacular against quality opposition. Waterhouse decides to go for distance. Long down towards full forward. Modra outnumbered out of the contest. Gave away a free kick. Barnes took the mark in any case. Advantage is paid. He plays on and chips to the pocket. This is Arnott. 64 plays 47. Still overcast in Perth. Clement's back on, obviously, after a talking to from the coach. Like the fact he hit him hard, but didn't like the fact it was late. On the outer side, taken by Norrish. Got the hand pass away. This is Toya. Feeds it back. Delaney, quick hands. Kick it. Errant hand pass. Barnes is in the road. Slips it away, looking for Bizzle. Coming through his kick it. Well played. Goes back towards the middle, and Ship, who finds himself in space. Had plenty of time, and he's missed.
Just another opportunity. Fremantle working hard to get the ball forward, and they just need to sneak a few of these goals through. Try and close that gap on Geelong.
Done pretty well, Andrew Ship. 5 kicks, 2 hand passes, 3 marks. He's kicked a goal. Could quite easily have been his second goal there. Liam Pickering with the footy. Kicks it in towards centre half back. Gathered here by Bizzle. Bizzle decides to go wide to half forward. Snell from behind. Waterhouse from the front. Slick hand pass to Harding. Away to Fletcher. Fletcher down the line's a good kick. His non-preferred left foot, but it was a good one to Bandy. Bandy goes straight towards goal. Keep your hands to yourself, Tony Modra. He does. Nearly takes the mark. He's got a chance to recover. Left foot snap. Well done by Tony Modra. Goal to the Dockers. 4 goals to Modra. And he's leading very nicely up there, giving them something. If he doesn't get it from the mark, he's fighting on hard at ground level.
Well, that's what they've got to do, isn't it? I mean, on that occasion, Bandy played on quickly and got it in there before any other Geelong defenders had a chance to get back. And Graham, on those occasions, is trying to use his body on Modra and hope another teammate comes over the top. That time, they got him 1 out, and Modra, very smart in those situations, finished with a great goal.
Well, even if they are losing, Tony Modra showing there's reason to come and watch the Dockers play. His terrific win in full flight, and this afternoon he's got 4. Subi's never been a happy hunting ground for him, but he could be on his way to a personal best here. This is Lowther alongside the centre circle. High kick down towards half forward. Mench is coming up. O'Reilly overcommitted. Parker goes back. Stoneham came up to meet him. Stoneham applies the tackle. Ball jarred loose, and Norrish didn't need that much oomph. Puts it out of bounds on the full. Milburn, who's been pretty quiet by his standards, having a wonderful season, averaging 25 possessions a game coming in. Just 5 today. The season's high, 27. Centering kick. Mooney was up, off hands. This is Arnott right on the 50. Tries to send Bamford away. Well, he's away, but running outside the 50. But Bamford, heady player, but the finish not good. Trying to do too much there. Needed a centering kick. Mooney was pushing up the ground, out of bounds on the full in the closest pocket. So Bandy's got it. A quarter of an hour to go in this term. The margin is 10 points. Who would have thought it after watching the first term? Bandy taking plenty of time. Told to hurry up. Out of the back pocket he comes. Sends play towards the outer side. Fletcher over the top. Knocked it away. Recovers pretty well too. Does Fletcher at close quarters to Sinclair. Hocking got him. Jarred wide around the outer side by McManus. Mark is taken out there by Riccardi away on his left side. Riccardi did very well. Good evasion. Sends it back in. Barnes over the top. No, Bandy. Bandy did very well. And that'll be great for his confidence.
She was a good mark.
He's got his detractors.
That's the mark that the big Dockers players have to be able to take.
Yes, most definitely, John. And the ball now taken down the ground here by McManus. He's got a support player in black who peeled off Snell. 1 bounce by Heath Black. He's on his preferred left foot in towards half forward. Getting rid of his opponent there was Ship. Gathered by Delaney. It might bounce end on end for a goal. A goal! A sensational goal to the Dockers. It just kept running away from the Geelong defender. And Delaney, an excited young man at Subiaco.
Yeah, he's certainly pumped up. He's run all the way down to Sean McManus. High fives all round for the players there. But Delaney just got the perfect roll on that footy, and at last the ball bouncing the Dockers' way, rolled through. Mansfield looked like he had it covered, but it ran away from him. He couldn't quite cover it. Had the big, desperate lunge at the last minute, but couldn't get a hand on it.
Well, spare a thought for Michael Mansfield. How stiff was he here? Normally that ball will sit up at least on one of those bounces.
At some stage.
It didn't. It was a goal. Now this place is a buzz. 4 points the margin. 10-4, 8-12. Well, I said it during the Western Derby. Win a game like this, it could be the making of a club. And the Dockers, if they can turn this around, full credit to them. Norwich to Harding. Of course, the Cats have got other ideas, but at the moment, a lot of Dockers getting free. Hand pass from McManus. Toyer around the outer side towards half forward. Young Ship battles after it. Showed a lot of courage. Sanderson took it off him. Delaney was there. Spills out the back. Lynch to Bizzle over the top. McGrath confronted. Goes to Arnott. Needs to be quick on it. Dragged down, but manages to get the kick off down towards half forward. O'Reilly falling to the ground. Did well to punch it away defiantly from Mensch. And it's out of bounds and will be tossed in. Left half forward for the Cats.
John, there's no such thing as a glorious defeat. Now they got so close to one of the trendsetters in 1999, the Cats. The Dockers have got to go right on with it.
Well, there's a long way to go in this game. They've got to just show this same desperation throughout the next quarter and a half. Fight it out to the very end, regardless of which way it's going to go.
Barnes onto it. Lovely hand pass. Opportunity for Lynch. That awkward bouncing ball. Gets back onto his right. Then the little kick into the pocket. And Stonen tried to keep Clement out. Bamford's little snapshot is a beauty. That is polish by Scott Bamford.
Yeah, very good finish by Bamford on that occasion. And Stonen really did work hard to try and keep Clement out of it. Clement did well to actually force the contest and make the spoil, but Bamford just showed great poise and to gather the ball. And like you said, Robbo, just a lot of polish to not lose his cool. Had a good look at the goals, lined them up, and didn't kick the ball too hard, just snapped it straight through.
Very skillfully done there by Scott Bamford. His second goal. David Mensch has kicked 2, and for the Dockers, Modra has kicked 4.
Scholl is back on the ground. Milburn is off. Pickering kicks it out of the centre. Mooney taken front on by Harding. Here's Scholl immediately into the action. As Gary Ayres pulled the right rein, well, not quite. He missed by about 5 metres.
Brad Scholl, who has probably made his name at Geelong as a defender, just loves to kick a goal.
Yeah.
I don't think he had any idea then about kicking that ball to a teammate. He just got it, went bang.
Makes him do cartwheels, Robert.
Yes.
So Parker to bring it in. Enjoyable game, this one. Twists and turns as Parker goes directly down the middle. Geelong players surround that ball. It was knocked away from Bandy. Norwich arrived quickly just as well. O'Reilly to Delaney, and now the Dockers are running. Delaney took a very good mark. Pay money for that at the circus. He centres it. It bounces inside the centre square. Bandy sweeping hand pass to accommodate Fletcher. He runs to 50. Measures the kick. Heads for home. Has it got the carry? It's a goal. Clinical.
Gee, that was a good passage of play, wasn't it?
That was a great passage of play. Fremantle, their run since quarter time has been outstanding. They've just run in numbers. I think they obviously learned a very good lesson from the way Geelong just ran hard forward in their first quarter on these occasions. They're starting to take the right options, Robbo. They're not using the small little handballs to guys who are under as much pressure as they are. They're finding guys out in the open and just opening up the game, and they're getting into the forward line a lot quicker, looking a lot better.
Well, Fletcher, the goal kicker, 14 kicks and 8 hand passes to Adrian Fletcher. Michael into the ruck at the expense of Bandy, who was warming the bench.
That's
Bandy
a risk.
Was in that passage of play. The kick forward, not marked, gathered by Barnes. Good vision across the half-forward line. And for his first real clear attempt at a score, Jason Mooney has marked about 40 metres out.
Shane Parker's done a very good job on Mooney. Really restricted his influence on the game, but great kick, John Barnes. He did have 2 teammates streaming towards goal, but picked out Mooney.
So Mooney going for his first, and a quick answer for Geelong. He's kicked a goal. Mooney, 1 goal, 1. And just as the Dockers looked threatening, Geelong answer and lead now by 11.
That's always a worry, Robbo. Geelong, the Dockers have looked so good. They're fighting back. And you look up at the scoreboard and you see they're still 11 points down after all the hard work they've done. They've got to maintain that now and just try and pick back the gap, make it a close game all the way to the end, and hope they're in front at the very end.
Interesting interchange by Damien Drum, putting Michael back in the centre square. Bandy was starting to do things right, but he's opted for fresh legs. Michael taps it down. Well done. Taken by Sinclair, smothered by Hocking. It bounces around in there. Lowther didn't appear to have it. Michael gets the hand pass away. Off his step, Sinclair, sense of humour, puts it right back into the middle. Toya was taken around the head.
Did well.
And little option.
Well. He's got a lot of courage, that little bloke.
Quality player, good user of the ball normally. McManus liked his game this afternoon too. Off his step, terrible kick. Harding did well to give a contest, get it away from Scholl. Blackson away on his left side towards Clive. He got a hand to it. Hocking coming in the opposite direction. McGrath too slow. Run down from behind. Loose ball about 25 metres out from the Dockers goal. Lynch goes back to Graham. Graham decides to clear the area, and who better? Thumps it towards the outer side. Norris has got other ideas. He'll send it back in. Comes back to the middle. Toya inside the centre square. Careful. Lack of talking. Michael, he was very quiet, I would suggest, as the kick goes from Toya down towards Waterhouse. Fisted away by McGrath. Out of bounds, and the margin is still 11 points.
Dennis, Daniel Bandy came off with a sore calf, actually. He's actually rested, so they may throw him back on depending on how he feels.
Just as you were saying that they were picking the right options on a couple of occasions there, maybe they were incorrect, John.
Well, I think Geelong have increased their intensity again now. They're coming back hard at Fremantle.
So hopefully we'll see a very, very interesting remaining quarter and a half. The free kick has been awarded here to Harding across the half-back line for the Dockers. Scoreline 77 plays 66. 10 minutes left in the third term. And the football is with Wirra. He's at centre half-back. No one really to kick to. Looking to retain possession, the Dockers. Wirra forced to kick high out towards the wing. Trying to get rid of his opponent there was Kickett, but in his endeavours has given the free kick away, and it has been awarded here to Arnott. Arnott goes into the centre of the ground. Riccardi, who loves to sweep onto that left side, and he's allowed to do so. Just a little too easy for Damien Drum, you would think. He's kicked towards full forward. Good strong mark to Barry Stoneham out in front of his opponent.
Very strong hands there by Stoneham. Great mark.
Michael
Good
already
kick.
coming off, John.
Yeah, as soon as they got Bandy right, they've obviously given his calf a rub, got him straight back on. But a strong mark by Barry Stoneham. Very good kick by Riccardi, who hasn't had a lot of the football today, but he's certainly damaging on that left foot when he's able to swing onto it. Bit too easy, like you said, Robert. They should know that he's going to swing that way.
Well, Barry Stoneham will be kicking from about 45. Gets pretty good distance. He's got the accuracy. Geelong have kicked their 13th goal. Barry Stoneham has kicked two, along with Scott Bamford and David Mensch, and Geelong answer very quickly.
Very good finish by Barry Stoneham. He's an accurate kick, and from right on the 50-metre line, that was a good finish for Geelong, and that's just given him a real handy breathing space. They'd certainly be happy with that goal there. Fremantle still throwing everything at them, but Geelong still seem to be in control.
Great to see vintage Stoneham like that. Strong mark, long goal. Rucks go at it. Riccardi knocked it across to Barnes, to Pickering. So good early. Upended, kicks it inside the 50. Norris goes back, and Mooney was coming up. And Mooney not one to take a short step. Norris knowing that. Gutsy mark. McManus finding space. Goes down towards half forward and Waterhouse. Waterhouse is about 85 metres from goal. Fletcher offers. He goes short though. Wirra has it. Brad Wirra to Norris. Bamford, who's quick, was bearing down. Kick it, perhaps. No. Thought about it. Jason Norris alongside the centre circle, told to play on now. Kicks towards the 50. McManus has run a long way, gave a contest. This is Ship. Looping hand pass over the top to Kickett. Kickett snaps, and he's missed. Good pressure, good run back there by Graham. Affected the kick. Dale Kickett.
I'll tell you what, that Andrew Ship thought very smartly
Clever
there, John,
handball.
didn't he? Wasn't it?
Yeah, very clever handball, and the ball set up for Kickett, but a great chase by Graham.
Yeah.
And lunge just to put Kickett under enough
That's
pressure.
right, yep.
Hocking short to Sanderson. Sanderson immediately off. Up towards the wing comes the kick. O'Reilly trying to work his way around Mensch. Pickering went to ground. Could have been pushed in the back. Black dives into his back. Holding the ball's the call.
You've got to be careful there, Heath Black, because they had him pinged. He really couldn't get the ball out. Black dived on. The umpire could have easily paid a push in the back, but went the other way, went Fremantle way and paid holding the ball.
It's a tough old rule, isn't it? Don't dive on the footy, boys, because you'll be penalised if you're caught. Geelong stream from half-back. Gary Hocking, Mensch, not quite quick enough with the hands there. And Delaney gets it to Wirra. Wirra across the half-forward line. They really have to gather possession here. Mark Gale, run down by Tristan Lynch. Gets it to Kickett. Kickett, the little kick is a good one. And it's been marked by Toya. Nearly run down by Lowther. Toya gets the kick away. It's marked by Barnes.
Yeah, wrong option there. Toya didn't really have enough space to play on.
Barnes goes in towards half-back. McGrath caught. Got the hand pass away. Ben Graham gives away a little bit of ground. Back to Sanderson. Sanderson doesn't mess around. Kicks it long out to a one-on-one Mensch and O'Reilly. O'Reilly gets back. Can't break the tackle, which was a pretty good one by Snell. The hand pass away to McManus. McManus to half forward. Toya, very lively. Out wide. Chance here for the Dockers. The mark will be taken out there by Gale. Gale, his 50th game, does the same thing. Kicks it to the square, and it's mopped up by Barnes. They'll get out of it because McGrath's hand pass he's looking for, and he may find Corrigan. He's nearly dumped, but he stood his ground very well and got the kick down towards the wing where the mark was taken by Pickering.
Should have done better with that kick to the goal square. You've got to look. Waterhouse was streaming towards you. If he had just sat it up a bit, would have been ideal for him to take a run and leap at it.
Here's Lowther on the wing, down towards half forward. Good mark by Mensch, not paid. Stoneham quick thinking to Scholl. Scholl goes looking for Mooney. Mooney has it knocked away by Parker. Play on's the call. Kick it. A moment ago was trying to kick a goal down the other end. Worked it pretty well. Got it to Taylor. Taylor in trouble. Feeds it back. Parker still has a job to do. Kicks it very high towards the outer side. Mansfield out there with Gale. Gale knocked it away. Across the line it goes. And it will be thrown in.
Well, they made hard work bringing that one out, but I think in the end Parker had no option. Try and bang it out as long as he could, and Gale made a good contest with Mansfield.
Bandy and Barnes. Barnes taps it down. Well done by Sinclair. Like a basketballer. Dribbled it around. Goes up towards the wing, and Delaney, good to see him back, and he's relishing this opportunity in front of quality opposition there. Sanderson. So Delaney, the defensive side of right centre wing.
Well, he was only a teenager when he was drafted by Essendon, Tony Delaney, so he's got plenty of football left in front of him. A little kick by Barnes, and well done by Bamford. Away to Gary Hocking, into the pocket. Brad Scholl has marked about 40 metres out. The player on the Mark Dale kick, and he's going to go short into the deep into the pocket where Lynch has led. So the angle will be extremely difficult here for Tristan Lynch, but certainly a lot closer than Brad Scholl was.
It's a good move, I think, by Ayres to take Milburn off and bring Scholl on, because Milburn just couldn't get himself into the game. Scholl's a player who can come on and have an impact, and he's been good up forward so far this quarter for Geelong.
Tristan Lynch, who was very much a goal kicker for the Brisbane Lions, shooting from a difficult angle, and he has just creamed the left-hand side of that goal post and through for a behind. So Damien Drum in the first term must have had lots of concerns, that his side has certainly lifted since late in the first quarter. Early in the second term, made a contest of it. They still trail by 17 points, and as I say, there's not much you can say about a glorious defeat. You're looking for the 4 points, and Harding, gee whiz, it's a bit risky, but Parker does well. And then the hand pass wider still, Clement from half-back.
Driving kick around the outer side. Ship read it best in flight. Leads back in the race now. Hasn't got the ball. Should get a free kick. He's been most impressive.
Like him, Dennis.
Andrew Ship plays on. Through the middle it comes. McManus. McManus runs to 50. Walks past Sanderson. Question of accuracy. I think he's missed. Well, we talked about squandered opportunities at half-time. There's another one.
Of all the things that hasn't changed in the game, it's those shots for goal from about between, say, 30 and 45 metres.
Yep, 9 goals from 23 shots at goal. Not a good return for Fremantle.
Sanderson got it to Snell. There's a throw. Barnes. So John with a bit of trouble there, and Taylor gets the free about 60 metres from goal. The Dockers have done a lot of attacking, not a lot to show for it. Prescott is back on the ground.
You can get something from this young fella too, I think, with a bit more experience.
Modra has to go to Modra. Modra just peeled off and nobody came with it.
No, it's interesting, and if Taylor had been a little bit quicker, Modra would have taken the mark, probably 5, maybe 10 metres closer to goal. He's got a pretty tough shot here into the breeze, and that's just that split-second thinking. As soon as Taylor saw that Modra was going to find that space, get the ball on as quickly as you can.
I think the delay cost him about 10 metres. So Modra doesn't think he can do the distance. That's a terrible kick, really, just to a contest. O'Reilly almost comes to Norwich in trouble.
They'll go down, Geelong.
Yeah, Hocking after good pressure set it up from Mensch. Bamford's away. Terrible error by Modra. Good chase by Clement, who is the state under-8 sprint champion, and we saw why there. Bamford is a speedster, and Clement got him. Now, whether he got into his back is another question.
I think that was a fair tackle. He probably carried him forward, but there was a lot of pace from both players.
You wouldn't have been going to give the kick against him, John, would you? It was a terrific chase, wasn't it? And that's the sort of inspirational stuff, I'm sure. It certainly brings the hairs to the back of your neck up on toe. The kick by Delaney towards the full forward area. Still Geelong working overtime. Good tackle by Fletcher on Corrigan. Pickering to Sanderson. Geelong out of trouble.
Good movement.
Sanderson's kick, yes, he's pinpointed Snell from about 45. Snell's kick towards full forward. Mooney couldn't take the mark. Was that a free kick against Parker?
I think so. The umpire put the whistle up.
Mooney frustrated.
Yeah, he was. Mooney held front position, back hard into Parker, and Parker was forced to manhandle him. The umpire was caught behind, but he looked like he was going to pay a free kick. In the end, decided not to.
Just 5 possessions to Jason Mooney. When you're having a quiet day, you can lift and you can do something just like that. No. Took the ball out of the ruck contest. Snapshot for goal. Registers are behind.
He was fired up there, Robbo Mooney. He wanted to try and make something happen. Yeah. Prescott there just hoping to score an easy free kick, but not on. And Mooney then really took on that run contest and wanted to make something.
Clement in the back pocket. Talked about Jason Mooney. 18 goals this season already, the best by a cat. His best season in Sydney was 14. Stoneham goes up, drops it, crawls after it. Great desperation by the big man. Digs it out. This is Mensch, about 70 metres from goal. Sets it up. Hocking! Hands to it, couldn't hang on. He was pushed in the back, surely. And he'll get the free kick, Gary Hocking, about 15 metres out.
Gee, that would have been a fantastic mark. He launched himself for it. You can see him third in line here.
Big leap. Buddha's not renowned for his big leaps, but he had a crack at that one, and then, I mean, his ability then is to start his feet and attack the loose hard ball after the contest, and he did that as usual and earned the free kick. And well, I'd back him from there because he is a sensational footballer. Doesn't miss too many opportunities like these ones.
Well, the Cats copped a lot of flack for their away Guernsey last year, and I reckon this year's is terrific as Hocking hits the post.
Well, I'll put the mocker on him there.
The more you sit in this commentary box, John, and the more comments you make giving them a bit of a rap, the more you fall at the hurdle, Dennis, don't you?
Yeah.
That's right.
He's not happy with that, Buddha, but he didn't really take a lot of time to line it up. I think it was just a normal bread and butter goal for him, but he slammed it into the post.
Just a few seconds ago, you saw the Geelong coaching staff coming down from the box, preparing to address the players. Three-quarter time, only a minute or so away. So the Dockers would be advantaged here if they can just hold Geelong up and maybe, just maybe, get a score themselves. Sinclair's kick into the middle, taken by Taylor. Taylor to lob the ball at half forward. Waterhouse punched away. Black not able to gather. Now McManus gets it back in the area of Black. Black's hand pass is a good one. Just releases Harding. Harding into the pocket. Very good. Good lead because there was only about half a metre there for that pass to be effective. Modra did take a very strong mark.
Now, he's a bit closer than he was a few minutes ago, at a little bit sharper angle, so it's still a very tough kick with the breeze blowing the way it is from that position, but he has to have a shot at goal now. Don't know what he was thinking that last one when he squared it up across the ground, but a very important kick for the Fremantle side here.
18 points the margin. He can pull it back to 12, which is certainly not insurmountable with just over 30 minutes left. His kick goes across the face drifting off to the right through for his third behind. 4 goals, 3 from Tony Modra. He's had 9 kicks, 7 marks, affected 1 tackle. Damien Drum trying to conjure up some sort of a trick for the last quarter coming up.
Graham with 7 seconds to go, and the breeze obviously will be a key in the final term. We'll check with Barra before we start that final term as to what influence it's having, because the Dockers will finish on it. And at the moment they trail by 17 points. The margin was 11 at the half. Taciturn Damien Drum walks out onto Subi. 13-8, 9-15. Well, after a strange sort of a start dominated by the Cats, I think we're fortunate to have had the game we've had. It's been very enjoyable since the Dockers worked back into it. One of the reasons why Clive Waterhouse. Damien's not happy, I think, gesturing towards the umpires. He needs to be a little careful. Now Norris has gone across to do the talking.
Do you ever think, John, that this has any advantage? Captain talking to the umpires?
What did you say, John? Well, we'll come back to that, because you did it a few times. 3/4 time, it's 13-8 to 9-15.
Hey, well, you heard that. I'll just, just repeat it.
Fair enough.
And I'd go back and say to Mick, well, see, I told him, mate, don't worry about that.
Start of the final term. The margin is 17 points. The Cats working into a breeze, and we'll check with Barra about that breeze in just a moment. As Barnes goes up, Fletcher slides in, robbed of the ball by Pickering, who boots it down towards half forward, out of mid-air by Barnes. McManus had to stretch, took the mark. Harding is on for the short one. It goes in that direction. Awkward bounce, though, eludes him. Scholl leads back in the race. Harding is right there and across the line. So, Adrian, what news on that breeze?
Dennis, definitely left to right still, and probably strengthening. Actually, the windsock has really picked up, so the Dockers, with the benefit of the breeze, may be worth a goal or 2 to them.
Well, that's interesting, because the margin certainly is not a big one. They trail by 3 goals, the Dockers. The ball presently between wing and right half forward favouring the Cats. Bamford just very close to the boundary line, kicks to the front of the goals, and back there for the Dockers is Garth Taylor. Kicks it out wide towards Fletcher, and a good tackle by Taylor on Scholl. It was quick, it was effective, and it locked the Geelong player up.
Good follow-up. I mean, his kick wasn't sensational, put Fletcher under pressure, but he fired up his own kick and laid a great tackle.
So the ball still certainly within scoring range for Geelong. The Dockers wouldn't want Geelong to get the first goal of the last term. Prescott, who was knocked unconscious, well, we thought early in the game in the first quarter, he gets the ball up towards half forward. Waterhouse, that was a good grab, wasn't it? Just a one-grab situation where either one of the players could have got hold of it. The ball right up in front of the Dockers goal. Modra tries to tap it clear, succeeds, but taken to the ground was Bandy. Just looked a little awkward. Barnes, similarly so. McGrath gets it down towards the wing. Geelong will go forward here. Arnott, little hand pass, just released Sanderson. Sanderson goes for goal. A long kick. Floats away with the breeze, and the mark is taken by Minch.
What a good mark.
Judged that very nicely. And David Minch, who has already kicked 2 goals. There was an article in one of the Victorian Sunday papers today about David Minch and how he's been around for quite a while at Geelong. He was offered a position at Collingwood, decided to stay at Geelong. And let's not wrap him too much, because he's kicked that out of bounds on the full.
That breeze is definitely favouring Fremantle's end, but I don't think it's going to help them enough. It's going to be more the intensity they play and taking the right options in this quarter, because when they have been taking the right options in this game, they've certainly looked pretty good. Geelong have upped the pressure on them, and it's making it a little bit harder. If they can break free, they might be able to kick a couple of goals and close that gap.
In the second term, they kicked 5 goals, 8 to Geelong's 3 goals. And, of course, the fourth quarter, the same end to which they kicked in the second term. Good mark by Barnes.
Down towards left half forward, Johnny Barnes. Cats would love an early goal. Stoneham dropped the mark. Paddles it towards the line. Can't keep it in, so a throw in. Left half forward. Bandy will do the rucking here. Barnes hanging back at this stage to allow Stoneham to go. In fact, Bandy doesn't opt to go. It falls in front. Corrigan pulls it back towards the kickoff line. Mench is up, outmaneuvered by O'Reilly. Good grab, O'Reilly. Plays on. McManus growing in confidence to Bandy, who's run across hard. He's taken this mark at left half back. Daniel Bandy wants to go. Pulls it back to the middle. Parker's got it now. Just forward of the half back line. Black offers a lead. That's ignored.
Play on his own on the wing.
Harding. Well spotted, Robbo. Harding's away. Sweeping hand pass inside. Kick it, meters in the clear. Dale kick it, tries to spear the pass in and does to Ship. And Ship is marked about 48 metres from goal.
You know the good thing, Dennis, about Ship, I believe that I think there's a rule at the moment that there's only a certain amount of drafting that can be done from the under-18 competition, and I think the amateurs are involved and the VFL have been excluded. This young fellow is proving that there are players in these competitions that can play AFL.
Goes short to Delaney. So Delaney will kick it goal directly in front from about 45 metres out. As he gets this, the game will be afoot, as Sherlock would say.
Very good kick by Ship, because he was really going to, it was a tough kick from where he was. It was always going to be touch and go whether he was accurate enough or made the distance, and Delaney's got a much easier shot at goal. So good decision to use that short pass.
So far this game almost a carbon copy of the Western Derby way back in round one. Delaney, important kick. Away to the right and behind.
Well, that's what's cost Fremantle today, there's no doubt about it. I've really, since quarter time, taken it up to Geelong, but just their kicking at goals really let them down, being a crucial factor in today's game.
Ben Graham to kick in and looks for Snell. Delaney's dispossessed Snell. Handball over the top. That's always a little risky. But the umpire saw that as fair and above board, and eventually Waterhouse keeps it alive. It's still in the forward line for the Dockers. Heath Black, right foot kick towards full forward, helped over for a rush behind. John, do you think, from your own point of view, is there anything that can be done to maybe help the players be a little bit more consistent with set shots at goal from gettable margins with that oval ball?
Well, I mean, it's only practice, Robbo. They've just got to keep practicing. Players will always miss certain shots at goal, but they've just got to increase the percentages in their favour by practicing as much as they can at training.
Well, Sanderson accepted the kick in and then went across the face of goal and has given Mansfield the opportunity to have two bounces and then kick with not much pressure in towards Mooney, but Dale kick it. Magnificent control of the footy, gets the ball to Delaney. Delaney wide to Fletcher. He can go to Waterhouse. In turn, he decided to go further forward to Ship. Lovely hand pass. Waterhouse shrugs the tackle and kicks the team-lifting goal. Magnificent play by the Dockers.
Well, that's great work by Freeman on that occasion. Andrew Ship again, just showing he's got that good football now. It's when to give the ball off. I didn't think initially that Waterhouse ran hard enough forward for him to back him up. Ship just read the play and actually brought Waterhouse, forced him to run on by putting the handball out in front. You see the handball here. Waterhouse was actually slowing right down. Don't know if he realised Graham was behind him, but he was strong enough to hold his feet, get it on his foot and get it through for a very good goal.
And what about the skills of Dale kick it across half-back? He says the best player he's seen is Stephen Michael. Here he is this afternoon playing alongside his son. Tells you something. Prescott smothered off the boot by Corrigan. Well done by Hocking. Goanna back to Corrigan. Gets the kick off inside the 50. O'Reilly was held. He'll get the free kick. So the margin is 9 points.
Two
and the
players
Cats,
out here, Dennis.
the Cats, thank you, Robbo. The Cats need to be careful. The ball comes out towards the two of them. There was a one they didn't see. That was Arnott. Almost took the mark. Free kick, Fremantle. Advantages paid. Fletcher, who's been very good, plays on to Taylor. They've got the run in their legs. Here's kick it again. Kick it inside the 50. Modra, big roar.
Gee, it was good. A good little tap on by Prescott. Released Fletcher across the half-back line.
Taylor is free, but he's run to some congestion. He's waving players away, but Lynch is going back to him now. Tony Modra.
Go back and kick his fifth and lift the roof off Subiaco.
Only John Coleman and Alan Jakovich, there's a name, got their first 100 goals in the competition quicker than Tony Modra by just one game. That is a magnificent kick. He's got 5 this afternoon.
That's what he's paid for, Dennis. Get the ball and kick goals.
Well, the Fremantle players are pumped up now. They've all, again, that's been a really exciting thing that they've showed since quarter time. Just their emotion for each other when they've done something good. I mean, after the little tap-on that you talked about by Prescott, Robbo, James Clement ran from full-back all the way up the ground to pat him on the back just for that little tap-out, and that inspires players to want to get in under and do those hard things for their team. This is going to be a great finish to a good game.
Well, since quarter time, it's been the Dockers that have outscored very much so. The Cats led by 31 at quarter time. It's just a 3-point margin in favour of Geelong early in the last quarter. Gary Hocking's kick towards half forward. Mooney couldn't take the mark. Norris fighting hard. Acting skipper gets the ball away to Kickett. Kickett's kick is effective. He finds Bandy near the middle of the ground. He's got McManus on his own. Up over the top, Tristan Lynch, but McManus plays on. Goes towards goal. You'd back Modra, wouldn't you? From behind, no, the kick's going back. Where McManus may have been interfered with, was he?
Yeah, that's the right idea. They've got to get in there quickly because Modra one-on-one has looked dangerous all day. Every time they've got it in as quickly as possible, they've looked like they're dangerous, that they're going to score a goal.
Haven't Parker and Kickett been superb in defence?
My word. Stephen King is on the ground and Minch is off for Geelong. McManus goes wide. Waterhouse. Too far out, you would think. Player on the mark is in excess of 50, or right on 50 according to the umpire.
Not beyond him, Robbo.
He can kick the ball long distances.
Yes.
Well, we believe that the breeze is in his favour. So if he can bomb it up, maybe. No, he runs around to favour the angle, then kicks in towards centre half forward. No mark taken in that position. Gee, it was a good gather, wasn't it, by Lowther. His kick out towards the wing. Now Scholl falls over. And Dale Kickett is a man on a mission. Gets it to Taylor. The tackle by Lowther, good. Well done by Black. Gee, they're possessed. Now Kickett to Fletcher. It may not advantage the Cats. Harding, good. Very good, Harding. Gathers the ball and puts the Dockers to within 50 metres of goal. It bounces to the back. Gathered by Sanderson. Up over the top, Ben Graham's in trouble. In all sorts of trouble. Ship tries to get it back to McManus. McManus's kick. Now the pressure's on the Geelong defence. The bounce really favoured Barnes. Got the ball to Graham. Graham goes long out towards the wing.
Harding, good moments ago, directs it down brilliantly to Black. Kick it on the burst. What a turn he's playing. He's inspired. Goes across to Taylor. No one to give it to. Now he gives it to Toya, 60 metres out. Bandy in the middle. Bandy's got it. And for the first time today, the Dockers could lead if Bandy kicks a goal.
Toya off the ground. That's it. Sinclair back on.
Classy kick on the left foot by Luke Toya, just spotting a man in an ideal position to have a shot at goal. Toya picked him out, and on the left foot just spotted him beautifully.
Seen this bloke kick some big goals too.
Yes.
Well, these are the ones that they've wasted so many opportunities at goal today. Bandy has to make this one count for his side.
At the next meeting of the fan club, I'll ask Clive what he was thinking with that last kick too. Here's Bandy from 50. This for the lead. Then this place will explode.
Well, since quarter time, they have been much the better side. It's amazing. You know, the coach addresses the team before the game. You would think that all of his preparation would have been just to perfect order. They play ordinarily, and at quarter time, it just reminds them, I suppose, of some of the things they're supposed to be doing.
Well, they were just caught out with their matchups in that first quarter. Geelong were outstanding. Arnott and Pickering both had 13 possessions in the first quarter. They've only had that again in the rest of the game.
Well, a magnificent long kick by Daniel Bandy registers the Dockers' 12th goal and gives them the lead by 3 points. First time in the game the Dockers have been in front. Prescott will take the ball away from the centre. You would reckon the momentum is with the Docker. Modra up high. Good tap on the Ship. He releases Wirra, and Wirra goes in and gets the goal. Andrew Ship again.
Oh, great contest by Modra, wasn't it, John?
Well, that's Tony Modric's really done that for Fremantle. Just on the times he hasn't been kicking goals himself, he makes a great contest, and that was a very, very slick handball by Andrew Shipp. The ball fell into his hands after that contest by Modra, and he just saw his teammate, just with that little glance that he had, just managed to get his fist on the ball. We see here just a little release onto Wirra, who had no one inside him, ran through, and that's really ignited the Fremantle crowd here.
Well, they talk about momentum, don't they? And old Mo has certainly swung.
Dennis, I'd like to be at the pub where they're going to celebrate tonight. There won't be much left of that either by the early hours of Monday morning.
I'd like it to be mine. There's McManus down towards half forward again. Delaney was pushed in the back. No free kick. Sanderson. Delaney comes back into the fray. Oops, missed. Riccardi fell over. Delaney brilliantly done. He's been very effective. It comes out from Fletcher to Prescott, who pulls it back towards the kick-off line. Taylor turning around almost the mark. Snell onto the loose ball. Breaking for him is Scholl. Scholl will gather this at half-back. Plenty of runners inside. The Cats not done with yet, with a kick, not a good one. It was too tall for King, so it was very tall. McManus comes to Sinclair. I mentioned the parallel between the Western Derby and this game, and this is how they finished the Western Derby. That day they fell 4 points shy. There goes the kick from McManus, going back shit.
Tell you what, this kid is just, I reckon he's been fantastic. To come into the game from a competition that's a lot slower than the AFL, and he just looks as though he belongs here.
Yeah, he's just really showing some good form, and he hasn't had a huge amount of the ball today, Robbo, but you can just see young kids, you know, they're going to be a little bit inconsistent during a game, but the times he's gone for the footy, he's looked like he knows what it's all about.
And that noise you heard is tipsters around the country gulping. Now Shipp, important kick. Chance to etch his name in Docker history to end their longest losing sequence, and he's done it. Geelong will need something special.
Well, this has been a remarkable turnaround. That Fremantle can lift themselves off the canvas. They were down and out at quarter time. The way their season had been going, 6 straight losses coming in, and Geelong just looking unbelievably slick in that first quarter. We mentioned it in that first quarter. It looked like they had extra players out there. At quarter time, Fremantle obviously regrouped, and to do what they've done in the last 2.5 quarters has been a really good effort by them.
Well, John, speaking to you before the game, I think you thought that they've been showing some good form, but they haven't been able to hold it together.
No.
The Dockers.
Today, they started very slowly. They had 3 quarters ahead of them. I'm sure that's what Damien Drum said. It's a terrible start, boys. We've got 3 quarters to try and make something of this game, and they've really stuck at their guns at doing that.
Well, Gary Hocking trying to lift the Cats. They've still got 10 minutes left, but they've got to kick 3 unanswered goals to get back into this game. They trail by 15 points, but the momentum certainly with the Fremantle side. The ball with Parker, who's been quite disciplined across that back line for the Dockers. Gets the ball out wide to Harding. He, in turn, has been an integral part of a very, very consistent Docker defence. They've restricted the Cats to just 13 goals 8 so far in this match. Corrigan gets the ball to Pickering in the centre of the ground. Pickering to a 2-on-2. It drops in short. Good strong mark taken by Minch. He would have had a talking to from Gary Ayres. He spent a bit of time on the bench. He kicks in towards the forward pocket. Looks for King. A bit too high there for Stephen King. Gets back. He's tackled by Prescott. Couldn't get rid of the football, but he's pretty strong. Short pass to the goal square. It's going to work. The mark is taken by Mooney right in front of goal.
Plenty of time left too, Robbo, over 9 minutes.
15 points the margin. Mooney can make it 9.
Good perseverance by Stephen King on the boundary line there. Prescott did everything he could. Laid a good tackle, but Stephen King just strong enough to hold his feet.
Mooney shouldn't miss it. He doesn't. Geelong have kicked their 14th. Mooney, a fairly quiet day, but he's kicked 2 goals, and more importantly, that goal has pulled Geelong back to within 9 points of the Dockers.
Yeah, he has had a quiet day. Shane Parker's done an outstanding job back there on him, but good value if he can still sneak in with 2 goals from centre-half forward. It's still a good return by him. That really makes the game open again, Robbo. Geelong aren't going to lie down. They've got plenty of time left to get right back into it.
The Cats, a quality outfit, make no mistake. And how painful would it be for the Dockers if they were to lose this now? Hand pass comes out from McManus. Prescott. High one towards half forward. Lynch over the top. Quicksilver behind though is Taylor. Threads the needle down to Modra. And Modra's marked about 30 metres out. Sharp angle. What a pass.
That little bloke, Taylor, I'm sure, with another dozen or 20 games under his belt, he's going to be a very good player.
Yeah, he's showed signs. He's been a good goal kicker for them all year, just in flashes, but he's just really stepped up today. He's been really exciting out there, and a well-read, ran out of that congested area, swung onto his left boot. Great kick to Modra.
So Tony Modra going at his 6th here to get it back to 15 points. Marvellous kick under pressure. Marvellous kick.
Well, 6 goals, 3 to Tony Modra. But I think both you, Dennis and John, mentioned that he just proves to be a target, doesn't he? He works very hard up on the forward line, even if he doesn't get it himself.
Oh, he's been outstanding, and we've said it all day. Fremantle have just got to move the ball quickly to get it down to him, because the longer they take, the opposition send tall players back there and make it hard for him.
Great goal by Modra, set up by a lovely little left foot pass from Taylor. Modra has kicked 6. King, Sinclair dumped as he tried to get rid of the ball. Clement for the Dockers, kicks the ball to half forward. McGrath, dispossessed by Waterhouse. Waterhouse, flying shot at goal, is missed by a big margin. Out of bounds on the full. Free kick back there to be taken by Graham. Gee, it's a big task for Geelong. That goal kicked by Tony Modra has blown it back out to 15. They need 3 unanswered goals in 8 minutes. Not impossible. Big punch by Waterhouse. Gathered by Pickering, dispossessed. McManus, that boot doesn't fit him. He's lost it twice. Big punch by Graham. Back to the front of the goals. Boot Daniel Bandy goes for it and has missed. He's disappointed. But it's right up on the full forward line for Fremantle.
See that good play again, Sean McManus. That boot travelling a fair distance today, not just with him running with it on.
Graham with time running out now. It's ebbing away. 7.5 minutes to go. And he goes short. Lowther has to get down. Takes the mark. From what we've seen at Subi, Daniel Drum can take some consolation. I think that this is one of the fitter sides in the competition. His Dockers. As the kick goes around the outer side. Corrigan, little chip pass. Stoneham was pushed in the back. He'll get the free kick.
Probably fair enough, that free kick. Stoneham made front position.
Corrigan runs on. Marks down towards right half forward. Bamford wants it. Pickering is free. If Bamford can clear the mark, get back quickly. No, couldn't in time. Takes another option. Milburn back on the ground. He's got it. Just outside the 50. And this breeze has been tricky all day. It'll take a very good kick to score. It's beyond him. Goes short to King, just, well, 10.5 metres away. So King needs to kick a goal for the Cats. If you watch the first term and went away to do some gardening because you didn't like mismatches and you've wandered back into the lounge now, amazing. Funny game, footy. 108 to 92. Here's King from right on the 50. Long kick. I think it's away to the right. It is behind.
6 goals, 3 to Fremantle so far in this last term. 1 goal, 1 to Geelong. They kicked 5-8 to 3 goals in the second term. Carbon copy finishing over the top of the Cats. Kick in has been marked by Clement. Left back pocket. Is deciding maybe to go long. He does. Gets very good impact on the footy. Kicks it out wide to a 2-on-1. At the back is Brad Wirra. I think he'd be quite happy to see that ball over. He kicked a good goal. Crumbing up on the forward line earlier in this term. Boundary throw in centre wing. King and Bandy. King the fresh man, but Bandy desperate to get the front posse. Gathers and then kicks it short. Prescott. Too emphatic there for Wirra. Mooney on Wirra. Still Prescott trying to recover his position. King, Riccardi, and now Corrigan. Corrigan's kicked to full forward. At the back, Norrish. just throws his right foot at it. Gets it out wide. Corrigan down. Very well done to Minch. Minch pulls the kick and does it well. Sets it up for Hocking. Hocking's little left foot of beauty. Absolute beauty to Bamford. And Bamford has a chance to kick a goal. Bandy coming off. Michael on. Riccardi off. And Raleigh on. But more importantly, the ball is with Scott Bamford. Going for the Cats' 15th goal. He kicks and he kicks truly. Bamford has kicked 3 goals, so his contribution has been a serviceable one. The Cats still in it. They trail by 9.
Well, this is going to be a great finish. Still plenty of time left on the clock. And the Fremantle players, they haven't been in this situation this year where they're really in with a great chance to win it with 5 minutes remaining. They're going to have to tighten right up and not stop the running that's kept them looking so damaging in this in the last 3 quarters.
Big finish at Subi. 5:05 remaining. The margin is 9 points. The Cats getting the last goal. Rucks go at it. Fletcher at their feet. Kicks down towards half forward. Waterhouse, the awkward half volley. Corrigan did well back there in the centre, applying some pressure as the balls work towards the outer side. Prescott forward at the wing. Looping hand pass releases Gale. Gale goes to McManus. McManus runs to 50. Loses the boot again. And loses the kick away to the left, behind.
Couldn't have possibly fit him, could it, that boot?
No, he just slips it back on. He doesn't redo the laces. He needs time to tighten those laces right up.
Margin is 10 points.
22 kicks and 6 handballs to Sean McManus. Graham must go long. He does. He kicks straight down the ground. Michael is there. The little tap for Taylor. Taylor's effective to Gale, and Gale finds Prescott. Well, you'd think that Prescott, with the breeze favouring him, is within scoring range. He was knocked out. We thought that maybe Ashley Prescott may take no further part in this match. Heath Black coming on, Toya back on for the Dockers. But Prescott has been inspirational, really, coming back onto the ground and playing some sort of part in the Dockers' resurgence. Gee, it's a good kick. It's a beautiful kick. It's a goal. Well, that was a terrific kick by Ashley Prescott.
Absolutely great kick, Robbo. And all the Fremantle players congratulating each other, running up at Prescott, but also at the half-back line, they've congregated to congratulate each other as well. Still a bit of time left. They've got to just keep working hard, but it has been a remarkable comeback. From quarter time, when we really wrote them off and thought it was going to be one of their worst days, they've made it into one of their absolute best.
4 minutes to go. The margin 16 points. It would seem too much now for the Cats. Red letter day for the Dockers. Michael goes up, thumps it down towards half forward. Waterhouse camped over the ball, traps it nicely, tries to dig it out. King in the road though. Stood up in the tackle, gave it across to Snell. Snell floats one high, kick it! What a mark! Well, that was a mark. It came down on his leg, it rested on his leg. Play goes on. The umpire didn't have a good view of that one. He seemed to control it well enough. Hocking gets it wide. Sinclair paddles it towards the boundary. Great desperation, then he proceeded to throw it. Down goes Lowther, and the ball is out of bounds.
Can't believe that umpire was only 15 metres away from... We thought this was a mark.
Just about deserved it.
Just about.
But you mentioned about Sinclair, Dennis. I mean, I know the game's very quick, but we've got 3 umpires on the field, and that certainly looked like a throw by Sinclair.
No doubt. No doubt. So boundary throw in just outside the attacking 50 out of mid-air by Milburn, but the clock the enemy of the Cats now. 3 minutes to go. And this will be interesting. Prescott just takes the ball across the boundary line. Throw in.
Dennis, Daniel Bandy is injured. That's why he came off as a calf strain. 17,500 people here. Sounds like 30,000 Dockers fans. A great feeling.
Well, they might get some value here, Barra, because it'll be a terrific victory if they can hang on. Now, what's the umpire found here? A free kick to Fremantle, maybe. When Geelong were going to break away, the ball was with Scott Bamford. The umpire has blown the whistle, and it's a free kick to Brad Wirra. He's got to come off the ground through the blood rule. We'll watch again.
Penalised. Yeah, Gary Hocking fired up with a solid bump straight after that one. Not sure which player got penalised, but down the ground a bit, McManus and Hocking having a fair bit to say to each other.
Yeah, I think it was because I don't think Tristan Lynch actually hit him, but this one did.
That one certainly did.
And Sean McManus remonstrating with the Geelong captain as Brad Wirra just takes his time. Well, you wonder, what's the idea here, John? It'd be better maybe the momentum's with the Dockers, maybe to get him off the ground quickly and get a bloke back on so they can keep going.
Yeah, that's right. There's really no advantage in taking the time coming off because they're not going to start play till your replacement's in the position you want them anyway.
So back at half-back, the kick there has landed the ball on centre wing. McManus knocks it forward, McGrath, Sanderson quickly, Riley's on the end of it. But the bounce doesn't favour James Riley. It's gathered by Clement. He's run down in the middle of the ground by Bizzle. And the umpire will bounce just forward of the centre circle.
Hocking just coming off the ground, roundly booed by these Dockers fans. So ball up inside the centre square. And I'm sure that last incident involving Wirra will be looked at again. Here's Delaney across half-back. Through midfield, Taylor brilliantly done to Toya. It seems the Dockers have weathered the storm as the kick comes down towards half-forward and Ship. Brilliantly done. Arch the back, came away, Butters up again. Delaney is there. Somehow got through. Toya at centre half-forward. Comes back. Taylor slipped over. It's pretty exciting stuff, but they're not going very far. Fletcher, an old head, got it to Michael. He was upended. Ship could do nothing. Down went Lowther, grabbed by Fletcher. Fletcher hand passes to Mansfield, who moments ago was in the hands of the trainers. He looked woozy, still is. Great courage, kicks it back towards the wing. Free kick to Scholl, he was pushed in the back. Brad Scholl, no, it's going the other way.
What?
Now, did he say something? Even that wouldn't warrant the turnover.
I don't know what's happened there. Unless he thought he was maybe shepherding.
Well, that's remarkable. And the short one comes to Toya. There's no indication from the umpire. Normally, if there's a shepherd,
how can you shepherd if you're standing your ground trying to take a mark?
well, the ball was kicked directly on top of his head almost, wasn't it? Coming down straight from
He didn't
above.
have too many options.
No. Toya's got the footy. 16-19 to 15-9. Just
he's
over
going to
a
get
minute to
caught.
go. Toya plays on. He's had everything this game. He goes short to Sinclair, who's forward at the wing. And a brief lull as Sinclair decides to go back.
Look, they've been playing well enough in this last quarter. They could just keep going, couldn't they? I mean, they've kicked something like 7 goals 4 to 2 goals 1. So it's been all the Dockers. No point wasting time. They will win the game, but they might as well go for another score.
Yeah, I think at this point now, Robbo, with less than a minute on the clock, they can afford just to slow things down a little bit. Certainly with 4 or 5 minutes left in a quarter, there's really no need. You want to make sure you're manning up tight and still trying to attack.
Well, Ship it was that Mark then kicked towards Modra. He had 2 players to beat. Waterhouse back to Modra. What can he do? Oh, cut it off, Tony Modra.
Right.
Missed with a check side. Oh, gee, that grandstand up to the right-hand end, there wouldn't have been anything left of it, I think, if that had gone through.
Oh, no doubt. This crowd here will certainly erupt on the final siren for the Fremantle side, who they've been looking for the passion. They've found it today.
Well, Geelong have got the ball across the half-back line. Brad Scholl will kick them into attack, but it's all over. It's all over, folks. It has been one of the best victories so far in season 1999 because the Dockers, who trailed by 31 points at quarter time, have won this match by 17 points. They kicked 7 goals 5 in the last quarter to Geelong's 2 goals 1 to win 16 goals 20, 116 to 15-9-99. And John, that has to be one of the best victories we've seen in AFL footy over the last couple of seasons.
Yeah, that is a remarkable victory. When you look at the scoreboard, 36 scoring shots to Fremantle to 24 to Geelong. They just dominated the game after the first quarter when it really looked like Geelong were going to be way too good. Adrian Barrett, who have you got down there?
Yes, we got this Sean McManus and the boys are going off. Unbelievable stuff. What a comeback, Macca.
It was great. We said at half-time that we're in it all the way, and we've been running over the top of teams, but we just haven't been able to keep it together for the whole game. And it's just great. The boys were so excited. We showed a lot of spirit, which is excellent.
What does this mean, Macca, for the club? What does it mean? Is it a sort of win that can turn a club around?
Absolutely. I think last year Carlton was something like 8-1 before they got on a roll, and we've been playing all right. We just lost it in small periods, and today we just played a great game. We stuck at it after the first quarter, and everything turned our way.
Heroes everywhere. Ship, kick it. There was about 10 blokes you could just give the BOG to. Fantastic.
So many good players today, and everyone put in. They just really wanted to play today. They really wanted to grab the ball, and we're just so excited.
Good on you, Macca. Congratulations.